All right, welcome to another episode of Sims Reality. We have a couple guests here tonight. We're gonna do a quick intro. Just, what's your name?
Spicy mommy.
Is that your real name?
Nah, my name's Valeria.
Okay, and how old are you?
I'm 22.
And what do you do for work?
Right now, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, you're.
Yeah, I'm a mom.
How old you're?
I have two. One's 10 months, and the other one's 2 years old.
Oh shit, damn.
Yeah.
Repopulating the earth. Okay. And then highest education
High school right now, yeah.
and single taken.
I'm single. Ready to mingle.
Okay, and then name
Camila.
and how old are you?
I'm 22.
And what do you do for work?
Nothing. I'm in school and then I have 2 kids as well.
What the fuck? Jeez. You guys have kids at the same time?
Holy shit.
Kind
the first
of.
time, no, but the second time, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
A
Our
couple
kids are
months
4 months apart.
The second one, yeah.
That's like a Spanish thing, yo.
Yeah.
I told you.
and then single taken.
Single.
Single. Okay. Cool. And how about yourself? Name
I'm Cindy. I'm 29, and I'm a permanent makeup artist.
and highest education.
Early university, but I dropped out. So
What would you drop out of?
it's a long story. Let's not get into it. Not something I want to expose on the internet. So it's fine.
Oh shit, I like that already.
Yeah.
And single taken.
Single.
For how long? Could you be single?
I broke up with my fiance. I want to say about 3-4 years ago. So yeah.
I'm
Oh, so you were actually married?
Engaged. But
Engaged,
yeah,
sorry.
engaged to be married, but then I broke up with the guy because he was a loser. So here we are.
Oh wow.
So we're just starting off with a bang, I guess.
Nobody wants the broke boys.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
No
not.
for the broke
Nobody wants
boys.
them. Yeah, broke boys are way down.
You know what? You can be broke, but just have ambition. You know, have a plan. Know
That's
where you're
exactly-
going in life. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, then what are you doing?
Does he follow you
You
on
know?
Instagram?
No, not anymore. The guy's not even like he did not believe in social media or anything. He was very anti-social media.
It's actually
that
kind of
was
a good
kind
thing.
of opposite of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that kind of caused some issues between us. But we'll
And so
suck.
is he? I was gonna say, and so he broke it off because. So
No, I broke it
You
off.
broke it off. Okay.
I broke it off, yeah. Just because, honestly, like we started dating when I was super young, around 21.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, he was very hard into, like, the party lifestyle, which is okay when I was, like, 21, 22, 23. But, like, 24, 25, 26, I'm like, okay, like, I'm sick of this. Like, I want to get
Yeah.
serious. I want to settle down. Like, I want to really get real with life, right? So
Hmm.
you're not going to fucking have children and get married to a guy who's smoking weed all week and then fucking getting drunk all weekend, right? So...
Do you play video games?
Oh, fucking yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's like the catalyst. That's the catalyst right there.
absolutely.
The video
It's
games,
just-
bro.
the
Let's
resentment just
go.
builds up over time, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I'm just
yeah.
like, all right, you gotta go. Like, let's
It's
go.
true,
it's true.
The gamers. Okay.
All right, let's go to the questions. Have you guys ever been a side chick?
No. And if I have been a side chick, I didn't know. Oh, wait. No, that would make me the main. That would make me the main being cheated on. But yeah, no, I have not been a side
How about you?
chick.
No.
No.
No, I don't believe in it.
Would you ever want to be a side chick?
Absolutely not. Are you fucking insane? That's
What-
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hold
Like,
on.
Why would you ever settle for being second to another woman? That's like the most
Period.
ridiculous.
What if you got
Period.
everything that you ever wanted, but you were a side chick?
Am I dating Bill Gates? No. So no. I'm
No, not Bill
one-
Gates. Let's say you date like
A lot of other guys can give you everything you want, but Bill Gates.
I mean,
is-
but what are we really talking about? Like, I
Yeah.
have very high expectations and standards from
Okay.
like for like what
so
I
what
expect
what,
in a man.
what do you mean by that? High expectations?
Well, high expectations in terms of.
Like eating at Jacobs versus Jack Astor's?
I like
The guy's not
Jackass.
gonna take a Jack Astor's on a fucking date. I'll tell you that. Like,
Hey, I mean, hey, Boston Pizza, was it?
Yeah, Boston
yeah.
Pizza.
You'd be surprised
I
with
mean, yeah,
this
like-
low rent people, right?
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, and I'm not sitting here dissing anyone either, but realistically, the way I see it is that if I can maintain a certain level of lifestyle by myself, then I expect a man to meet me at that level too. Like, I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle for a man. I'm sorry.
Standard. Okay, pretty much standard.
But what if he gave you? Well, I'm asking, like, what if he just gave you everything that you wanted? Okay, so
Well, that's everything I want because realistically, I think my expectations are obviously like settle down, get married, have kids and whatnot. But at the same time, it's just like, do I still expect to go on vacation like a couple times a year? Yeah, absolutely. I still expect that.
are you okay if you were married to a guy, but he had he gave you everything? You were the main chick, but he had side chicks though.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm psycho. I can't handle that. I'm Albanian. Like, I'm one and only. I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't work like
shit.
that.
You said Romanian or what?
Albanian.
Yeah, Eastern European.
Eastern
I
European
dated a
chicks are fucking
Romanian girl.
crazy.
They're
Eastern European girls
European,
are on a
fucking
different
psycho.
level.
just European girls in general. Like,
But they're
yeah,
actually
just
very
different
like traditional as well though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would definitely say I have traditional values. Like, I expect a certain standard from a man that I feel like I'm also able to provide as a woman, right? So like if I say to a man, like I expect you to perform in a very traditional way, that also means that I'm willing to perform in a traditionally feminine way as well, right? So I don't think that that's too much to ask for of a man.
Well, you're 29, right?
Yeah, I'm 29.
And so you're looking to get married soon?
Yeah, ideally. I mean, am I in a rush to get married? No, not by any means. But I mean, do I expect to get married? Yeah, of course. I think every woman does, right? I think that is an eventual goal for majority of women.
Yeah. So I've asked for you two because you both have kids now. Like, where do you guys see yourself as like on the market value? Like, because you have two
Oh.
kids currently, and you're 22, so it's like you haven't even reached like.
Oh, they're both. You guys don't know. They're not
22,
both 22. I thought
22.
you're older,
No,
right?
we're
I'm
both
22.
22.
Yeah.
Oh, you're both 22. I
They
thought I
both
heard
have 2
20.
kids.
You get sisters. They're sisters,
We're
right?
sisters.
Yeah, that's why. So you're
No, like
related.
not real sisters. Like,
No.
Oh.
We're
You're real
basically-
sisters or no?
No.
Oh,
But
curious to know what made you actually want to keep a kid at such a young age, knowing that like the financial burden of like what a kid can cause and stuff like that. And then you made the mistake
Very real
again.
questions.
Not
I
the
like
second.
it.
Sorry.
Personally, I just don't see myself having an abortion. I don't judge anybody for doing it, but I personally can't do it because I know
Same.
that it would take a toll on my mental health if I did that after.
Same baby daddy.
Yeah.
Okay, well at least you have that.
At least you got that.
We just split up, so it's like it's recent. It's not like, but
How about
still.
yourself?
What's your question again?
I was gonna ask you like, what made you want to
Like, to
keep a
keep my
kid
baby?
at such a young age,
Um,
knowing the consequences of like.
well, when I found out I was pregnant with my son, it was already too late. I was already 3 months pregnant. So
No, that's not too late.
that is too
You
late.
can get abortion for 5.
No.
Yeah, 3
2
months.
months is 2 months is
It's like the
is
threshold.
done.
It's like
You're
the
done.
Say
you're pushing it.
word.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like so after like 5 months. That's it.
After like 4 or 5 months, you have to like fly out for like some crazy shit. Like you can't do it in
exactly.
Canada. Yeah.
Oh wow.
They
yeah.
won't do it. It's a big risk. But anyways, yeah, it was already too late, and like, it was with my man. So like, we made the decision to keep him. So, yeah.
And so you made, and then the second time,
The second time was planned, but we're not gonna talk about the second time.
at
'cause
least the second kid will feel better. That's planned.
I mean, the first one should feel good too because he's loved. I love him.
Yeah. It's interesting because like I feel like anyone. Well, how about yourself? Like, would you, if you had a kid at, like, I don't know, if you.
No,
were-
I do. Like, I mean, what's the question? Like,
If
would
you
I
were
wanna
in
be
that
married
per-
before having kids,
Yes,
or
yes.
yeah, for me personally, like I like no disrespect to anyone, like I definitely want to be married and settle down with a man, just because I feel like you need that stability before you bring an extra child
Facts.
into the light. Into
But can you define that for me? I like that. Like I like pushing that button because like, what does a piece of paper give stability? How do you define that, please? Like marriage is just a piece of paper,
It's
right?
not necessarily a piece of paper. It's legal rights, right? It's the
No, it's just a piece of paper,
It's
sweetie.
not a piece of paper that protects your legal rights. God forbid if anything goes down, and you need to be able to.
Like what? Give me an example. Give me one example.
I don't
But
know,
legal
the
rights
guy-
to legal rights to
have the
probably.
government involved with your life. Like that's all I see. It's just a piece of paper that involves another party, a third party into your life with another person. It should just be you and your man, and that's only in Canada and like Europe and stuff. It's very different rules, right?
I mean, for me personally, I see it as just it's not necessarily what that paper. It's not necessarily just a piece of paper. It's what that paper represents at the end of the day,
Yeah,
right? That
okay.
it's just like you've made the choice to commit with somebody for the long term, and realistically, if you're already making the commitment to have a baby with someone, like then signing a piece of paper should be a no-brainer to you whatsoever. Like it shouldn't even be like a question that. pops
So
into your
wait,
mind.
so my counter question to that is like, where do you see the benefits of men getting married today?
Of men getting married today? I mean, to be honest, I feel like it goes in both directions. Like, I mean, what are the benefits of a woman getting married today too, right?
Well, you get to you get to upgrade, right? Like the thing is that like for the most part, men get fucked.
Do you get to upgrade in this day and age when guys want to go 50-50? Do you get to upgrade?
No, I'm not.
50-50?
I'm
Who's
not.
going 50-50?
I'm not really
I don't know,
talking. I'm not talking about
there's,
50-50. I'm talking about just like in general, like most females like the status of being from a girlfriend to a wife, right? That's just
I mean, I think it's a
higher
respect thing.
status.
Yeah, absolutely. There
But
is-
for
it
most
is a
men, they
higher
don't give a
status.
fucking shit if it's
Yeah.
boyfriend and girlfriend and common law. The guys
But
don't
if you
really
love
care.
someone, I feel like you would want that. Like if you're in love with someone, then-
Why do you have to be
Exactly.
in love to be in marriage? You
Yeah.
can't love the
Marriage
person
is
without
just
being
something
married.
that comes with being in love. And I personally think when a
But
man
why do
really
you
loves
think
a
that,
woman,
though?
he's gonna want to marry you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would say that majority of men actually don't want to get married, and that should honestly, truthfully,
You guys just
You
think
have
about the
commitment issues, that's
financial.
why.
No, they didn't think
No,
about
it's
the
'cause
commitment,
financial.
Think
Well,
about the
it's-
money.
Yeah,
That's all they think about.
not just that. You see,
That's
well, that's why I
right.
asked the question. It's a really good talking point because I asked the question because specifically, when a man, especially a high value man, I mean, there's a lot of losers out there. Like you can meet a guy, like you said,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he's upgrading with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
He was
Like
upgrading off
he's
me.
upgrading off you because
Yeah,
you're the
he's
high,
asking, absolutely.
right?
He's
You know what I'm
asking me what I
saying?
bring to the table. The
Exactly.
guy's living in my apartment asking me what I
Yeah.
bring to the table.
So
You're a
exactly. So
clown.
in that situation, he's upgrading off of you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
obviously, there's no benefit to the woman there. But what I'm saying, as a high valued man, if you're actually pursuing a guy like what most women want, you don't want to you don't want to go with a guy that's lower than you. You want a man that's going to give you the security financially and physically and mentally,
I
all
would
that
say
stuff.
either
and give
equal
you,
or above. I
yeah,
think.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, of course, absolutely, right? So when you have that situation kind of show its face, do you really think that it's pragmatic to actually get the government involved? Like, because for the guy thinks, you know what I mean, for the guy, he'd say like, okay, you know what, I don't want to get married because then as soon as I get married, we got to go through the prenups, we got to sign paperwork, I got to protect my assets in case you cheat on me. And it's not, the guy doesn't really think about the money for like, you know, for any like crazy nefarious reason. Like, I mean, bitches cheat too, right? You could go cheat on him, and now he gets screwed because I seen it happen to one of my friends. He owns a bunch of Tim Hortons, and he actually had to pay out 1.2 mil, right? Because the girl cheated on her with a student in her class that he was paying for her. Like, he was paying for her school, right? He was paying for her school for her to do a law degree, and she cheated on him with one of the guys in her class, right?
But he hit him. He could. Well, I can't speak right now. He didn't have to pay her that though. She cheated. And if he had proof of her cheating,
But as soon as you have a kid, and as soon as you have a kid,
Yeah,
like it's
pre-
different. Like
pre-
he had to pay it. Like this guy had, like, I mean, the best lawyers and everything. They helped him pay a little bit less because he was worth like 52 mil, right? But like he still had to pay 1.1. I mean, in the big scheme of things, it's irrelevant. But like, I mean, the guy owns like all the Timmys in Heartland area there and all over the, like, you know, some place of the Greater Toronto area. So it kind of sucks. And I mean, you see it happen all the time. So when you throw into play like a high valued man at that point, it's like, okay, is it better off that you guys get married, or can he just be like my parents that's been together for 40 years and never had to sign papers, right? There's a lot of those cases there as well.
I think it goes on like a case per case basis, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever works for you individually at the end of the day. Like, I'm not the type of person to sit here and like shove my beliefs down anybody's throat by any means. But
Yeah.
I mean, am I going to sit here and say that marriage has no value in modern society? No, absolutely not. Like, I don't really prescribe to the whole like, oh, let's just date for the rest of our fucking lives and
But I'm not saying
have
that-
no security whatsoever. For me, like
Yeah.
marriage
Yeah.
is a form of security.
it
I-
is.
I'm not
It
sa-
is a form
I'm not
of
saying
security.
that
1,000%.
marriage-
I
I'm not saying
1,000%
marriage is
agree
a
with you.
bad thing.
Yeah.
I just think that a lot of men don't see the value in it today because they get fucked over when it comes to divorce. They usually end up paying a lot more. They usually don't end up having the kids. And then I say it all the time. I'm like, usually with the breakups, like kind of bad as well. Like usually the mother will usually majority of the time have the kids. And like usually maybe like a 60-40 split or like say 70-30 sometimes. And usually what I've seen is like if the breakup's bad, then the mother will usually brainwash the kid saying that the father is this, father is that, because you're spending more time with.
I disagree.
No, but I'm saying not just
With that part,
there's always
sorry.
exceptions, right? But I'm just saying, like, I just seen it from time to time. If the breakup is bad, usually the mother will talk shit. Like, wait, hey, what's going on with dad? Dad's an asshole, blah, blah, blah. Now your kids hate you. And when they
Yeah.
get older, like, they realize what the truth is afterwards, right?
And that's,
Like,
I agree. I'm sure
Not
that
for
this
me.
happened, but-
Because when my dad got divorced, it was the other way around. It wasn't my mom's family brainwashing me. It was my dad's family brainwashing me against my mother. So honestly, I disagree with that part.
no, but I'm saying, like,
No, because you're like making it seem like because like the women, like, you know, we have more, like, I don't know, you just kind of made it, I don't know.
No,
I
I'm-
just disagree with you
no,
on that
I'm
part.
saying-
the
I'm-
rest I agree.
no, I'm saying that because majority of the time, because it's majority, right? The courts will always side the kids with the mother, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, I agree with
majority
that.
of the time, you kind of have the advantage of, you know, almost brainwashing your kids to tell your father.
You really have
tell-
to be wicked to do something.
Oh,
like
you know
that,
what?
though.
People
You know
are
what
pretty
I'm
wicked
saying?
today.
A woman scorned, man. I mean,
people are
it's,
wicked today.
It's not a pretty
Let's dig
thing.
into that a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, even the fact that you said that typically the courts will side with the woman. But
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, like, what is really the reasoning behind that? Is that a lot of the time that women kind of get shifted into the position of like the mother, the caregiver, the nurturer, and whatnot. And it's just like it's not necessarily even societal. Obviously, like I do think that there's like a biological
I agree.
imperative behind it.
I agree.
For sure.
It is.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like who decides that the woman gets the
courts.
The courts, the
Yeah.
government, right?
Government usually sides with it. That's what I'm trying to say is that, like, if it does go sour, because the crazy part is this, is that, like, it's funny because women want marriage, but then women initiate 80% of the divorces as well, which is kind of fucking wild when you think about
When
it.
it comes to to having child custody and all that, that's gonna happen regardless, even if you're married or not. So like, if the man's
Exactly,
scared of that because of marriage, like divorce, it's gonna happen regardless. If you break up, you still have to go to
Co-parent.
and you still have
You
to
still have the
do
co-parent. I
all of
agree with
that.
you, but what I'm trying to say is there's also a financial aspect to it as well.
you don't
And
have to
men
split-
do,
you don't
and
have to
men
split
you don't have to
finances
split.
and assets
Usually,
and stuff like that.
That's if you put that in the
usually a
prenup, no?
majority of the time,
Sorry?
actually,
If you didn't put that in the prenup from the beginning.
Oh, the prenup does nothing.
Prenup doesn't
sweetheart.
matter if you have kids
The prenup
anymore.
has nothing.
It
With
goes out the
kids,
door.
The
No, but
prenup
I'm
is
saying in
just
like
a.
the contract, whatever, all that, you could put that you don't wanna.
Wait, are you saying in a marriage kind of thing, or if you
Yeah,
just
no, the
dating?
marriage.
No,
No,
I'm telling
no.
you, the prenup
Yeah,
does nothing.
prenup doesn't
the,
do anything.
the prenup is literally just a blueprint to what's potentially could be done. But yeah, once you
So
have
basically, your
kids,
finances are together.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Like,
I'm getting married in another country. I'm not getting married here. That's all I know.
but
And you know what? And that's the way to
That's
go.
actually the way to
that's
go.
the way to
That's what
go.
I
Like
want, so
that's
I
the
want.
safest way because now the government's not actually in your business,
So
right?
it's not just the men that have finances. What if the woman
Exactly,
is doing
and that's
all
what
the
and that's what I'm
stuff
saying.
too?
That's why
Exactly.
and that's why it's such a good talking point because that's what I was trying to put so eloquently that even within her situation, she literally was the woman. She's the anomaly in the situation where the
Yeah.
guy is a fucking bum.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
he's an NPC.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's the one that's actually bringing. She's the breadwinner, right? So
Yeah.
you always get those scenarios where it's that's
Yeah,
why
the
it's a
anomaly.
good talking point. Like so, hey, is it better for both parties or is it better for the man versus the woman?
Yeah,
it's one of those
difficult
things,
to say,
right?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, especially in this day and age where women do have their own income, they're bringing in their own money, this and that. It's a little bit unrealistic, I think, for guys to say like, oh, women don't really bring anything to the table, just because
Yeah.
it's like it's not reflective of the reality we live in. Like
No,
majority
exactly.
Women,
This is
majority women-
2024.
Yeah, so it's
Exactly,
like,
right?
Most women are working. We're all independent.
Yeah.
We all make our own money. So I mean, it's just a ridiculous statement to make to begin with.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
but especially, and I think to add on to that, I think it's also very difficult to even kind of say that it's like, oh, what do women bring to the table? When it's just like realistically, like we do still carry the traditional burdens of still having to be again like the caretaker at home, the mother, giving birth, having children, like all the domestic duties that you would have as a woman. That's still on your shoulders. That doesn't disappear just because you're an independent woman and you go to work. Like you still have to come home and you cook.
Well,
and
it
you
kind of
take care
does. It
children.
kind of does if you have a high valued man.
If you-
it completely
exactly,
gets it gets whooshed right away.
But how
It gets
many men- how
swooshed
many men
right
are
away.
high value in this day and
There's a
age?
few. There's a few.
I mean,
there's a I would say
yeah.
5%, right? There's
Okay. Oh,
there's a few.
we're up from 1% to 5%.
No, I never said
right?
1%.
Usually, with a lot of red
Oh,
pill guys,
well,
that high, that's usually 1%
yeah.
of
Yeah, it
society are
usually is.
high-value
It usually
men.
is.
Well, yeah, that's the super elites. The super elites,
Yeah.
high valued men. It could like I would say 5-6% of the population, but like the elite, like
So what do we-
Zuckerberg,
Exactly,
like he's
yeah,
1%. Like he's
Yeah.
not a part of 5%. Let me tell
But
you.
I don't think
you know.
But I don't think you even need that much money to.
No,
be like,
No,
that's
exactly.
like
realistically,
excessive.
like even
exactly.
like
It's
1 or
just
2
excessive.
mil is like more than enough to like sustain a fun lifestyle wherever
Exactly.
you
Yeah,
go, right? Like
absolutely. I really
realistically,
agree
right?
with
But okay, let me ask you guys another question. What is in your opinion as females? What do you think is too high of a body count for females like yourself, or judging other females if you want, or judging other
God.
females if you want? What do you think is a too high of a body count?
That's a good question.
Damn.
Like 30,
Like
40?
how old is the female?
I know that's the thing.
That's another good question.
Let's say
25.
25 is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 25.
Oh fuck.
I don't know.
I say 1.
Personally, I think body count is bullshit. I think it's a fucking waste of time to even talk about. I don't give a fuck. I'm probably gonna get flamed for this online, but like realistically,
I like
Why
it.
do you think-
I think it's the most.
I don't care about body count either,
I know,
so,
it's-
yeah.
I think it's the most useless discussion in the world
Yeah.
because at
I
the end
like
of
my
the
women
day-
experience.
Yeah,
So like, I
at
mean,
the end of the day, it's
yeah.
just like it's all about how you vibe with a person. Like, do you
I don't
get
think that's
along with their
necessarily true,
personality?
though.
Do you care about them as a person? Like, do you like have chemistry? Do you
I
have
don't wanna say
passion?
nothing
Do you
about
want to
this.
commit to this
That's
person?
offensive.
You focus on all the fucking wrong things.
But here's the thing: the reason these questions are so
What does body count mean to you as a man? I think is the real question.
absolutely nothing to me. I
Shows that she's a
I date
whore.
strippers. I mean,
Shows that- no, because-
I love women. Like you know, what I mean, I was
exactly.
raised by 5 women. I
Yeah.
respect.
So what does it
I'm
mean
like.
if a guy has a high body
Yeah,
count?
I think body count
nothing,
is
nothing.
inherently misogynistic.
But the thing is about
Explain what
that question.
misogynistic is.
It's a big thing for men, right? Like
Hatred and distrust of women.
Okay, you actually know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
actually no.
I'm speaking to a seasoned feminist.
But hold on.
I'm not the one. I'm not
I'll
the
say-
one.
I'm with the women. I'm always I'm a
I'll say
proponent
this:
for women. man.
body count 100% matters because just like how you look at a man's future, men look at a woman's past, and that's how it's always been. And I said it time and time again in every religion, every like scripture. It always says that women who are promiscuous has always been shunned. Primarily because back then you did not have paternity tests. So if a woman had sex with 4 different men, you wouldn't know who the kid is. And she would perish and she would die. And that biologically keeps carrying on. Humans in general and even mammals and animals are very like protective of what it is. Men are very territorial. And men feel like, hey, if you're my woman, I want to make sure that, it's purity, right?
Yeah.
Purity is the most valuable thing that most men want.
So let me come back at that and say that in a day and age where we have DNA testing, we have paternity tests, we have STD checks, how does your argument even stand up to scrutiny if that's the case? Because we're bringing up scriptures from 4,000 years ago when people were illiterate, they didn't know how to fucking read. Why are we bringing up something from 4,000 years ago and applying it to modern day?
Because so
age?
many
It doesn't make
guys,
sense.
because so many guys hang on to it. That's
Just
like a bigger
like
percentage.
and not only that,
a
religion
lot of
really-
guys really hold on to that,
Not
right?
only that, though, religion is a big factor.
Yep,
in,
100%.
you
So-
know, like,
and-
religion matters
yep,
to a lot of
yep,
people.
exactly,
Still, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's okay. But like, people still shouldn't judge each other. You know what I'm saying?
I think you should judge. That's how
I
you
mean, you can have your opinion
their own.
and feel a certain way about
I
something.
personally don't give
But
two
you
shits about
shouldn't
body
sit
count.
down and
Never-
be like,
never really
oh,
cared.
she's this because of this. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is that it does matter to men and females who say, like, here's the thing. It's just crazy for me to think about this. It's like, okay, females will say to men, hey, you need to make a certain income. You have to have status. You can't be a bum, right? Men go home. They can cry about it, or they can be like, you know what? I'm going to achieve this because I want the opposite sex to find me attractive.
That's fair.
Men will say, I don't want a girl that's promiscuous. I don't want a girl that has a high body count. And females like, that's fucking fucked
you're-
up. That's
but
this,
you're
that. It's
wrong,
like, it's
though.
like, why is it so difficult for you to not open up your legs? I just don't
think as
understand.
long as
But
you're
like,
bringing-
hold on. I'm gonna stop you
Because
there.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, some people just enjoy it, and
Yeah.
he's literally a prime example. You guys are opposite men. He likes that, and you don't.
But what I'm
So,
trying
like,
to
you
say
can
is
only really speak for
majority
yourself.
of men, if you ask them, they do not want a woman that is promiscuous. That is just how it is. And that's just how it's always been. It's like, if that's what the opposite sex wants, then why do you guys have to argue about it? It's just there. It's the same reason why if a man has to make money, has to have status, all that stuff, like, why is it so difficult for the opposite sex to understand that this is what the other sex wants?
It isn't, but like
It
don't-
is, though,
no,
'cause you look
it
how you're-
isn't. If you get offended by you having a high body count, you're insecure.
But a lot of
Because-
females are like that, though.
Okay, so then that's their problem.
100%.
Because a lot of women that have high body counts are okay with that, and they can find a man that's okay with that, like him.
Until,
Like,
I mean,
you know,
until,
don't feel
until
like
they...
because you have a high body count, you're unlovable. Like
I'm not saying you're unlovable. I'm just saying you're not going to find a high value man
that. I don't
because
believe that though, because he looks pretty high value.
because
to me.
majority.
I'm
but
fucking
what I'm
sure,
trying to
you're
say-
right. Sure you're right
Amen,
about that.
right? Like,
But what,
Fucking right
but what I'm
about
trying to
that.
say is like it's all about probable, right? Like there's always going to be exception that men are going to take you whatever
I
it is,
am
right?
the anomaly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's right in that sense where that's why we bring this up, right? Because like you'll see the comments, you'll see the guys talk about it. Most men,
Yeah.
that's like what they hang on to. They
Yeah.
they cling on it for
Clinging
dear,
onto it
life.
for dear life,
Like it's like,
absolutely.
oh, you fuck 10 guys, oh, you are the she, but
Yeah.
oh my god, you're just evil.
Absolutely.
Poison
But
pussy, poison pussy,
I-
poison. It's like no,
I
you
find
have
it
your
extremely
experience.
immature. I
You're-
find it
exactly,
superficial.
exactly.
I just don't feel like it has any real bearing.
Why
in
is it?
modern dating.
But why is it immature for you to say that? In the sense where like,
'Cause I feel like you're
why
attracted
is it
to all the
okay?
wrong things in a woman.
But why is it okay for you to have your exceptions in a man, but when men say, "Hey, we want this," you say it's immature? Because I can say it's immature that you want a
I'm
high
saying
value
that's,
man.
That's absolutely fair. You're
But-
at the end of the day, I think you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
I
I'm
agree.
not going to sit here and tell you what to do, but am I allowed to sit here and criticize and say that your
You can do whatever you
your
want.
logic doesn't stand up to scrutiny? Absolutely, I'm going to say that your logic doesn't stand
But
up
it's
to
logic,
scrutiny.
though. How is
But
it-
it's because it's completely illogical.
How is it
doesn't-
illogical?
How is what?
How is it? How is
wanting,
it?
desiring a low body count? Because
Yes.
as I explained before, that your reasoning for wanting a woman with a low body count was basically to determine paternity and to, I guess if we're
It's
gonna
also
stretch it-
status as well.
And it's
Because
also what
because
he
a woman
likes. He
because a
wants
woman
that.
that's promiscuous, it looks bad on the guy.
Not really, because
I would-
It's a
how
small
would
it's a
men-
small
would
world.
people- how would people
People
know your
know.
body
How are other men going to know your
Yeah.
body count
It's
a
unless
s-
you say it out loud?
it's a
Like,
small
that's-
world.
I don't think
Guys
it's
know
anybody's
everything.
business at the
yeah,
end of
but
the
let
day.
me
It's a
put
very
it like
small
this:
world.
don't guys
Unless you're
say
homie
like, oh,
hopping, it
like
shouldn't be an issue.
yeah, but
I
don't
don't even
guys
ask-
don't
that's the
guys
question I
lie
would ask.
about
I don't ask
having
that, right?
like
I don't
sex
think
with
so.
other females?
It's different
Was
for
that,
men
sorry?
than it
What
is
did
for
you say?
females.
Don't
though.
guys lie about having sex with other females anyway? So
Yeah,
technically,
exactly, yeah.
so technically,
Well, there's a-
You know what's crazy? Actually, that's a
There's
good point.
actually- you're
That's a good
right.
point because
That-
guys
that-
will lie up.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then
Guys,
girl-
ladies will lie down.
Wait, what's the? It's like if a man tells you his body count times,
You have to subtract.
divide it by
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
and if a woman tells you body count,
Multiply it by
it.
three. Yeah, it's so true. And what does that tell you? Because men are insecure, like because you have to. Men are under a lot of pressure, and the average guy, think about it, like he has to literally work, amass a lot of wealth to get the power to get the woman
those
that he
women.
wants,
Absolutely.
right? To get those women, right? But with women, you guys literally have, pussy power, right?
Pussy
we
power,
all know about
absolutely.
it. You guys
Yeah.
have the option just naturally.
Yeah.
Your inhibitions allow you to do, the yacht parties wherever,
But-
and just because
Yeah.
you're a pretty girl,
But
you
Ace,
have a
I'll
nice
say
body.
this. I'll
you know what I
say
mean?
this though:
Yeah, I agree.
women are gatekeepers for sex, but men are gatekeepers for marriage. A man will determine if he wants to marry you or not.
That-
I'm going to
that
take it a
is
step
true.
further
I
and say
feel
that
like if
women
a
are the
man
gatekeepers of
loves
natural
you, though,
selection.
it doesn't matter.
Sure,
It doesn't
but
matter.
True.
hold on, but
True.
hold on, wait, hold on. If you have sex with a man, okay,
Yes.
it's up to him if he wants to carry on the relationship because he already got what he wanted.
Yeah, but if a man wants to make sure that he has a child and make sure that his DNA makes it onto the next generation, then
course,
that's
yes.
That's up to me at the end of the day.
But what I'm
because
trying to say
I
is-
have to determine whether or not you're worthy, your genetics
carry
are worthy
on
of
the
carrying on. Yeah,
the
if
legacy.
your genetics are worthy of carrying on to the next generation. If I don't feel like you're worthy of that, like you're cut. That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have kids.
Damn, I wish I thought.
Yeah,
about
but at
that.
the same time, though, in order,
true. This is
but at the
true.
same time, you could also look at it. It's vice versa as well, though.
Not really,
Same
because
thing.
let's be
Yeah,
real. A
because
man will
ga-
stick his dick into anything. Like you guys
Yeah.
have no standards whatsoever when it comes to sex. Like you will stick
So
your
what do
dick
you
into
say
a
that-
wall if you think it's gonna get you.
So
off.
the- yeah,
That's glory.
Let me ask you-
glory
The
holes.
glory hole, I'm sorry. Like,
Let me
men
ask
have
you-
no standing in
That's
this
true.
argument.
Let me
That
ask
is
you another
true.
question then
is a
to
good
carry on
point.
what
But
you're
that's
saying.
not a high valued man though, because a high valued
Yeah.
man is disciplined.
Yeah.
Okay, in
suppose
himself, in my opinion, because I've actually seen men that like yes, financial is a big aspect of it, but it also has to do with mentality, right? And how
No,
you think,
absolutely. And
and
I've
how
met,
you
I've
move.
met high value
because
men who are exactly like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're very disciplined. They're very like they
Go to the
rush
gym
when they
twice
give
a
that-
day.
Exactly.
Take
You
care
know
of
what I'm
themselves.
saying?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
very
Exactly.
careful because obviously
Yeah.
you get the wrong woman pregnant too. Like she has
Oh.
the capacity to destroy your life.
Exactly.
Like,
That's
obviously,
true.
like,
Very
it's
true.
both ways,
Very true.
regardless, guys.
No, but I would say that obviously men are not judged on because they don't have. Why would they get judged for having multiple women to have sex with? Because at the same time, it's very difficult for men to even achieve that, and we always look at what is difficult, right? And that's why we praise it, like someone like Dan Brazilian and Hugh Hefner, because you know how difficult it is to
get to
have
that status.
not even status, to even have sex with other women, right?
Yeah,
like
that's
men
fair.
will look at it and they'll be like, okay, wow, like this guy, he's a player, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
We look at it as like it's something that's very like
I
remarkable.
think it depends on the woman. Like I think the more serious a woman is about like long-term commitment, so making sure that a guy is like a stable, down-to-earth kind of guy, the less she's going to be attracted to that kind of guy.
But hold on,
right?
hold on. To counter your thing,
Yeah.
most females want a man that most females want. Whenever you see, why would you want a man that no woman wants? Because think about it like this: if you go with your friends and you're chilling with your friends and you're telling them you're telling your girlfriends all about the man, and then you show a picture of your man, they're like, "Whoa!" You'll be like, "Oh fuck, what the fuck is going on with that?" Women are very community based, right? So they look at it as like, if their friends approve the man,
Yeah, like
the
you can
odds
do better,
are
Sydney. What the
exactly.
hell is that? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So-
This is true. This is
So
true.
the reality,
true,
so the
yeah.
reality is, you want a man that's more experienced. You want a man that is high value. You want a man.
You want a man that your friends are going to approve of, and
Yeah.
I think
And-
that's, the vice
yeah,
versa
yeah.
is true too. Like you want a woman that you're going to be able to show off in front
And
of
that's
your
what I was
friends.
trying to
Exactly.
say.
Girl.
And that's
And
what I
you
was trying
want
to
a
say.
man
about-
that they could also be useful and dick you down and be like, oh shit, like
And-
these,
and that's-
this nigga knows what he's doing. Like,
and
you know what I
that's
mean?
what-
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what I was
Absolutely.
trying to say about how like men don't want a woman that's promiscuous. The same shit again.
I guess so. I mean, I think another good point to make is that I feel that men will have sex with who they can versus women will have sex with who they want. I think it's completely
That's
different.
That's true, actually.
Yes,
But
very
also,
true.
let me ask you another question. Let's go around. Who's more shallow, men or women?
Oh, men, 100%, absolutely.
Men are more shallow.
Absolutely.
Men are more
Hands
shallow.
down, no
You
argument.
just said that men will fuck
No, no.
anything.
But that's, yeah, men are more shallow because you
A
won't fuck
man,
anything.
no.
But
see,
how is that more
here's the
shallow if
crazy-
you fuck
No,
anything?
here's
Because
the
you want
crazy.
pussy.
Check this
Pussy
out.
is the craving
So
for
how
pussy
would-
is the most shallow thing in the world. Like you like the only thing that you have in your mind in that moment is pussy, pussy, pussy. If that's your only drive in life, that's the most
How about you
shallow thing
guys?
in the
What do you guys
world.
think?
Females.
Females? Oh, there you go. Why do you
Yeah, I
say
would say
that?
females too.
Why do you say that?
Girl, huh?
Because I've seen some shallow females. That's all.
What is
I have
that?
to
That
say.
term, gold digger. Where do you think that came from?
No, that's
Because
true.
I mean, women would actually, and that's the thing. That's why men work.
And I'm not saying that like men can't be shallow because you guys can be shallow.
Yes,
but, like,
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Females.
I'm saying more.
I feel like we're more strategic when it comes to certain things, and we think things out more. Men just kind of like they live kind of on like autopilot.
Yeah.
Females are more like okay.
There's no deep thought there.
Yeah, real shit. They just kind of, go. We're kind of more like,
more
let me
logical.
sit back and think, what can this get me? What can this,
How about-
unless you're super, genuine. And
How about
it's
yourself?
different.
No, I agree. That's
Okay.
why I don't.
Yeah, she's females.
Man, listen, guys. I mean, we're not chauvinistic. Like, I'm for women. Like, growing up in a household with five, I had no father figure. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, there was no dad, there was no, big brother, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I was raised by 5 women, so I got to really appreciate it from a really, really young.
That's
like,
good, yeah.
Like my aunts, they were man
to
eaters.
humanize
They
women
were
from a young
man
age.
eaters. They were man eaters, and like they would like actually manipulate guys in ways and taught me. And they'd always teach me. They was like, Ace, you never ever do do this. Don't ever let a woman wrap you on. And that's how I swear. It's what molded me into the man I am
Can
today.
I ask a question though?
Yeah.
What does shallow mean to you guys? Like, what's a shallow
Yeah.
person to
Oh,
you
I mean,
guys?
like materialistic stuff, and like just, you know what I mean, trying to like, you know, fuck your way up the top of the ladder, like, you know what I mean, like just for the round, like, you know, there's because shallow for a guy going out fucking anything, right? That could be recreational.
Yeah.
Right. That's, I mean, there's a difference. That's not really shallow. But if
But
you're
guys are
being a
very
gold digger,
materialistic though, so
Sorry?
I'm gonna take back what I said.
Say
then.
that again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no.
take back what I said then.
So basically, if we're saying women, you're saying that like women fuck to get like up top is basically what
Male
you're saying.
gold diggers out there too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
Oh no, for sure.
literally.
Well, no, there's no. We're
You
talking
kinda
about the
have to be
majority,
stupid.
guys.
You kinda
We're
have to be
talk-
stupid, though,
We're talking
as a
about the
female.
majority,
Why- why
guys.
not?
At the end of the
Not
day,
really.
right?
I
I mean,
it's a
like,
majority.
look,
I don't know, if
look,
you're
look at the whole
saying-
Tinder swindler thing. I mean, you have to be really stupid.
I mean, I think it's a.
Although
a
he
sense
was
of
smart,
desperate-
though.
yeah.
He is just genius. That
He
guy
was-
was
I
just
don't know
genius.
about that.
Did you guys know how the story kind of worked? Like how Tinder
Yeah, no,
swindler?
no, I remember. I watched the documentary.
Wasn't he
so I
like
know,
basically he was?
He was a con artist, bro.
He was a con artist. So I think how it worked was he would basically show them like a lavish lifestyle,
Yeah.
and then he'd be like, "Hey, like I'm in a financial
My
like
money's stuck.
my
I
money's
need
stuck
some
right now.
money."
Can you give me
Yeah.
like 100,000?" The girls would be
Yeah.
like, "He's gonna pay me back," and then he
Exactly.
would just like cut them
Yeah.
out or something like that. I think he did. How many
There's a
girls?
level of desperation there.
But
for sure.
see, that's different. That's not a man
That's
being
smart.
That's a con artist. That is
Yeah.
by
That's
con
trait
artist.
a
Yeah.
con artist. That's not a man being like what she's talking about. I feel her on that one
not
because
a
she's saying,
genuine
yeah,
system.
exactly.
Yeah.
He's a straight criminal. He's a con
Yeah.
artist, right? But a man like, you know, like going out with you and then you seeing, okay, yo, this guy's taking me to Michael's on Simcoe. Jeez, he's got the fucking AP. He's got the fucking Bentley. He's got money, and like, you know, like now those
But I
things
feel like
automatically
that's
will
not-
trigger the shallowness because women
But hold on,
automatically attack that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But men
Right?
are the same way.
Not
Because
really.
because if you
I
see
wouldn't-
a girl in the mall that's
Yeah.
dressed nice, she has her hair done, her nails done, you're gonna look
That's
at her
physical.
differently.
No, but that's physical attraction. But that's physical attraction. Think about
but
it.
it's
You're
all
not gonna
money.
be. You're not gonna
It's
talk to a
money
guy that's
behind
ugly.
that. How much do you think nails are? How much do you think lashes are?
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
But it's physical attraction, though. It's first appearance. Think
Okay,
about it. If I
so-
approach you as a guy, I'm fit, I'm good,
Okay,
I'm well
so let
taken
me
care of,
put
and I come together well. You're gonna be more likely to talk to me than a guy that comes and he looks like, you know, a bum. Like, I mean, come on, let's be real, guys. And that's
I
on both
mean,
sexes.
I can't talk. Like,
Are you gonna
I
talk to a
can't say
guy
that
that's a
for
bum,
myself.
like comes off like a bum? You're like get away from me. Like, it just gives you the like ew, the cooties right away. Like, me, be real. If I see a girl that
It
literally looks like a
though, because
vagrant,
it depends
I
how
am not
he
gonna talk to the
approaches-
girl.
No, but it depends how he like approaches me, right? Like if he approaches me on like a weird tip, obviously I'm gonna be like, ew, like, you know, you're weirding me out. But if he's genuine and he comes and he's sweet about it, why would I look at him like he's less than just because of the
Because
way
Because
Hold
he'll
on,
be
dressed?
blocking off. Because again, it's for the law of
But I-
attraction. It's the law of
But
attraction.
I can't. Now you're speaking.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
The general.
But hold on, let me
because
ask you a
I'm not
question
like
though.
that.
Do you
Oh,
hold
okay.
on? Do you want your man to be a leader or a follower?
A leader, obviously.
So eventually, if he's a bum, you're gonna find out that he's a follower, and you're gonna leave him. So even
Why
if it's
would him
initial,
being
so
a-
so even if it's initial, because the thing is that most females cannot lead in a relationship. You eventually actually end up breaking up with the man.
Yeah.
I think
like
I don't
what
think
she
it's that we
did.
can't lead. It's that we just resent that
We don't
position. We
want
don't
to.
want to.
Because you don't want because women are
Yeah.
followers, men lead. That's how it's always
Yes.
been.
Naturally, like I think it's in a woman's nature to naturally
Exactly.
defer to a man. I do think
Yes.
that's what
Yeah.
we all innately want at the end of the day. So I think it does definitely breed resentment when
Yeah.
like I'm sitting here and I have to be the fucking man of the relationship.
Exactly.
Like I have to wear the pants. Like, I
Yeah,
don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't want to be in that
Yeah.
position.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah,
like
I wanna be in a feminine position.
even if
Yeah.
it's like initially he comes off as a sweet guy, but
Yeah.
in the like men can lie in the relationship quite a bit,
Yeah,
especially in the beginning,
absolutely.
right? But true colors always come out, right? And then you
Absolutely.
realize, like, hey, you know, you don't want to be the leader in the relationship, and then you leave.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
the majority
yeah,
of the time
yeah.
what
Yeah,
what
that's usually
occurs,
what
right?
It kind of ends up boiling down to at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys another question. Okay, do you guys have any male friends in your life?
Yes.
And
She
do,
seems
hold on,
excited
hold
about
on.
that.
I
Do you-
love males.
do you think-
I love you
do you-
guys.
do
You
you-
guys are cool.
Do you
guys are
think
chill.
men and women can be friends?
Yes, but not when you're in a relationship.
That's what I
And
agree with.
So no, you can't be.
you can be, but not when you're in a relationship. I mean,
Okay,
you
yeah,
can
that's
be when
fair.
you're in a relationship, but like
you're
there has
gay,
to be
like,
certain
if you're gay,
boundaries.
There's a lot of boundaries
Yes,
with that,
exactly.
yeah.
You have to be very careful when you're in a relationship when you have friendships of the other gender.
How
for
about you?
sure.
No, yeah, exactly what you
Probably.
said.
I think if you're single, it's okay, but I think the issue is that guys tend to be, I forget what the word is, orbiters, but yeah,
Yes.
a guy would tend
Yes.
to orbit women and just
Yes.
essentially, even if they kind of come off as if they have pure intentions,
Yeah.
the first opportunity they have will have to have sex with you, they're jumping on you.
course,
There's no second that,
Yeah.
option out there.
Yeah, which is why like
For the most part.
For the most part, I
For the
guess.
most, men, you know,
Yeah.
most, a lot
It's
of men
actually
don't
better-
Have any, they have no integrity.
it's
like,
better-
Yeah, absolutely. There's zero integrity.
it benefits a female more to have a male friend than a man to have a female friend. To be honest with you.
Why?
Because
Does
like
it benefit us more?
no, because the thing is that even if you go out, you're obligated to have boyfriend vibes because let's say,
What?
hold on, hold on, I'll explain. Let's say someone comes and robs you like your purse. You're kind of obligated to like go after the guy.
No, you're not.
You kind of, but then you kind of are though at the same time.
But you're not.
You're also
You don't have
obligated.
to.
You don't have to, but you
We
kind
don't need a
of,
man
but
with
you
us.
will, but you will expect it.
Defend ourselves.
Literally.
Most women will
Like,
expect
I'm
it.
so confused. Wait, who's gonna
No.
go after the guy? The girl?
No, the guy.
Oh,
He's
the
saying
guy.
the guy's gonna feel obligated
Plus
to go
also-
after
Honestly, not a
that.
white chick who's chasing down the
Yeah.
You're kind of
It's not just a
obligated.
bag. It's
No,
probably-
no. I mean, if it's a,
It's obviously not. It's obviously not like you're
yeah.
forced
If
to.
my
But
girl's getting robbed, like
Yeah.
that dude's getting checked.
Exactly.
No, but that's if
He's
you're your
he's
girl.
getting-
He's talking about if you're
Oh,
out with
just
your
a friend.
girlfriend.
friend, but you're
Yeah.
kind of obligated still.
Yeah.
You're not
I mean,
obligated.
but-
If you do it, okay, props to you.
No, no, but if
Thank
you're my
you.
friend, and we're out somewhere, no one's gonna disrespect you.
But
Like you're
that's
my
the
friend.
same
You're my,
ways for me though. If
Yeah.
you're my friend and I'm out with you, I'm not gonna nobody disrespect you. You know what I'm
What
saying?
are you
I'm
gonna do in a fight?
I'll fight. I mean, I
You're
might
gonna get
lose, but
fucking
I'm gonna still
destroyed.
fight.
A 12-year-old boy could take you down.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Shit. Probably.
So you're more of a liability.
But you best believe I'm gonna jump them with you. I'm gonna do what I can do.
You're probably
grab a
gonna do
chair,
like
grab whatever
you're gonna
is
do
in my
one.
vicinity.
You're gonna do one
The
jump.
fuck?
You're gonna do one jump. He's gonna push you, and then you're gonna cry, and then you have to
No,
deal
no,
with that shit
tampoco
afterwards.
así. Tampoco así. Excuse me. No. The fuck? Relax. Now you're pushing it.
But also,
I was
to be honest with you, as well, when you go out for dinner with friends, there's usually a sense of like the guy's got to pay. That's also another thing as well.
I actually went out with my friends the other day, and they were both guys, and I paid.
I'm not saying all the time. I'm just
I
saying
can't
like
lie,
some
he's
men.
got me there.
Yeah, I'm saying some. There you go. Some men just like it just feels like.
Yeah,
especially-
natural
if-
inhibition.
but
Like,
if-
Exactly.
For a
If
guy,
you feel
it's-
like that and
Yeah.
you want to do it, that's on you. You can't be putting
It's
that
also
on
societal.
us.
It's societal as well, though. But what I'm trying to say to you is that,
That's
but
what
again-
you
but ag-
feel.
but
That's how
again-
you were raised.
but
That's
again-
how you think.
but again, a lot of men feel like that, right?
That's
So-
I think a man
fine.
who's a natural masculine energy is going
Yeah.
to feel like he has to provide
Yeah.
one way or another,
Absolutely.
regardless of what his connection
That's what
to
I
a
was
woman
saying.
is.
It's more beneficial for a female to have a male friend than it is for men because at the same time, also I've heard some guys like the girls will call the guy and ask about relationship advice and shit like that. Like no guy wants to fucking hear that.
No,
No
but guys
guy,
do that too. Guys
Now,
ask
would
for
you-
relationship advice too because they don't know
because
how
they're
to.
losers.
Really, guys call for relationship advice?
Yeah, they're losers.
I've
I would
never
actually
had to-
talk-
I've never had to do
Yeah,
that.
I
don't
would never.
know.
I've never heard.
So you guys call your homies about relationship
Yes, but
advice?
that's different, though.
No, it's not because what is a man gonna tell a man when he doesn't even understand? Like,
Okay, wait,
you know
hold
what
on.
I'm saying?
Do we not go out and do we not approach women? Have you ever approached a man? Do we not go out and,
No, but
and
what I'm
figure out
saying-
what the
no,
other
no,
sex
A woman
What
wants?
doesn't
I'm
understand a woman more
Exactly.
than a man.
No.
Exactly.
Yes.
Would you teach a lion? Sorry, would you teach a gazelle how to hunt a lion? No, you would teach a lion how to. You learn from a lion to teach to hunt a gazelle. That's the difference. Is that men go out, they have to find women, they have to approach women, they have to figure out what women like. Honestly, we should do a game.
Exactly
We should do a
why
game
having a female
where women try to
friend
riz
is
guys
helpful because she
and
can
see if
tell
they can
you
even
all of
do
that.
something about
No?
it. That'd be a good game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's such thing as women rizzing men.
Yeah,
we don't need to.
it doesn't
Like,
exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
So why would you
Show
approach?
up.
So why would you approach? Yeah. So why would you approach a woman and be like, hey, how do I get this
'Cause
girl?
it's more
All
like
that stuff
the
like that.
emotional side. I feel like men, like if you're going through a situation.
Emotional? What the fuck do
Yeah,
I care
'cause
about
a
your
woman-
emotions? I'm trying to get you. Like, I
Well,
don't
if
need you to like
If you're
learn
trying
about
to
your
get a
fucking
woman to have
emotions.
sex with her, then yeah, you're gonna think like that. But if you're trying to get a woman to actually like be with her and you care about her feelings, then you're gonna ask a woman for their opinion and to
again.
give you advice.
Why?
Come again.
Why
Por
would? Okay, no,
favor.
but why would a man
Por
have to
favor.
ask? Why would a man have to
Entonces.
ask about a female for that? When majority of time it's men that lead the relationship. It's never the woman that leads the relationship. You always have to ask other men, hey, how would you? My girl's acting like this. What would I do? Because men have
And
been in
he's
that
gonna tell you,
situation
"Leave
before.
But
her."
regardless, in a friendship, it's gonna be beneficial for both of you. It's not more beneficial for a man to have a girlfriend.
But again, we just highlighted what the benefits are.
no, but it's beneficial
Three.
for both of you.
No, what
Yeah,
could,
you're giving your opinion
in
as
what
to why
way?
it's more beneficial.
Okay, so I just said right now, you automatically get protection when you go out. That's inevitable. You cannot deny. I've had many times where cousins and all that stuff would be like, hey, go out with your guy cousins just because it's safety. So
Yeah,
number
but-
one, you have protection when you
Well,
go out
that's a
with men.
deterrent. That's a deterrent. If a guy
Yeah.
sees you walking around with a nigga like me, he ain't fucking even trying it.
So
he
you
ain't gonna
automatically
try it.
benefit
I beg
from
him to
that.
try. He won't try it
Yeah.
because he already. It's like you want to rob that house? No, yo, dog, look at the security cameras,
Absolutely.
ADT protected. Yo, let's bounce to the next
Automatically,
neighborhood. It's just like that. It's
yeah.
a deterrent. If you're walking out with your girlfriend, now you're a target. It's
Yep.
like the predator and the prey.
Yep.
And that's what I think he's trying to go with the
Yep.
deterrent stuff. But if you out here with a man,
But that's
if I'm
your
your
only
friend,
point.
I'm your friend, we're just chilling, whatever. Nobody knows that. But they see us
Yeah.
together, and the assumption is that, oh, yeah.
They're
that's not-
together.
You know,
Exactly.
exactly. But we're just friends. We're just friends,
Yeah.
right? But to the outside public, to other people out there, they're going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to try these. You know, she's with
Yeah.
him,
I think,
obviously.
I think the
right?
relationship status is a little bit irrelevant at that point. Because
Yeah.
as long
Yep.
as the guy sees
Exactly,
with
with
another
another
guy,
Exactly.
guy. Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
deterrent
It's
right
just,
away.
It's just a guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Exactly.
matter if it's my brother, my cousin, my boyfriend.
And even like places
doesn't
like
matter who he is.
Yeah.
even in places like where like rape is like high, like let's say India,
Yeah.
like you would have a man walk with you,
Escort
and
you,
you would be
absolutely.
automatically protected. Even like
Yeah.
a 14-year-old boy, 15-year-old boy, it's just men are like, okay, shit, like
Yeah.
obviously a woman by herself, easy prey, right?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
a man there, now you have to fight the man, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to say. There's just more benefits of a woman being friends with a man. That's like all.
But that's the only benefit. That's
No,
it.
again, we just highlighted.
And paying. That's it.
that's a
That's
lot.
it.
That's a lot
No,
already.
that's
That's
not
it.
a lot.
That's
That's
it.
not
Oh,
a
and
lot.
this, and that's it. And this, and that's it.
No, that isn't a lot because a woman can carry a taser, a woman can carry a knife, a woman can carry.
You can't carry those weapons.
I've carried them though.
But you will get charged if you do. Hold on. You also do realize if you do. Canada's kind of fucked up in the sense where like
I don't care.
if you get attacked and you like hurt the person
Yeah, if you mace
or
the
you
guy.
murder, you go to jail.
Yeah.
If he attacks
So
me,
so
and
as a
there's
man,
proof of
as
him
a man, you have to
attacking
use your
me,
physical strength to not
listen.
even hurt them and
Yeah.
prevent it. You
Yeah,
can't
so
do that.
you have to subdue the opponent. You have to, like it's the guy that went to jail
If you
in
can
Milton.
prove
he
that
had-
you were being
somebody came
attacked
into
and
his
it was
house,
No, you cannot.
self-defense?
No,
robbed
you
him,
cannot.
robbed
No, you
his
cannot.
family, and he ended up killing the
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
The guy broke into
Yeah.
his home,
That's fucked
and
up.
he went to jail. It's
If
it's not like the
exact-
States, right? That's
if
what I
you-
hate about Canada.
It's not like
He
the
was
States.
he got let off. What are you talking about? They dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped it eventually, but he still had to do time.
Wait, that was the first ever case
Yeah.
in Canada by Jag
Yeah,
Verk who did that. That
but
was
he
the
still,
first
but look at how
ever
long
time.
he still had to do time. The guy
Yeah.
was still in there, and it's like I get it, guilty until proven innocent. But the guy,
Yeah.
it's proven. There's witnesses. He got a robber broke into his house, into his home. You
Technically-
automatically have the right to defend your house and your family. Like yo, you know what I mean? Everybody agreed.
Technically, you can carry bear mace in Canada, and you
Yeah,
can
now
carry
you can.
a knife of 3
Bass Pro
inches.
Shop, right? Bass Pro Shop. Yeah. No,
no.
she's right. You can carry bear
carry bear
mace.
mace.
And a little dog spray too.
And that's
Yeah.
enough. Bear mace will have
I
you
don't think
lying.
But that shit will fuck you up too.
That's what I'm
you have to be.
saying.
When
I
you
don't
spray
think
that,
that's-
you gotta back off. You
So
gotta get the fuck out.
technically-
Have you ever been attacked by a man?
Attacked by a man?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what was the result?
She's Spanish, of course. But
Oh no, like you mean like I didn't know him?
No, physically, like any boyfriend, whatever it is.
Yeah, no, I have.
Okay, and what was the result?
Well, that's
Ah,
we're not
okay,
gonna
there
say
we
that.
go,
Latino
there
heat,
we
baby.
go.
Latino
There
heat.
we go.
Yo, the Latino's very spicy. They're very
so
feisty.
it-
like you
again,
said.
like
A
you're just
natural thing.
proving our point more.
But
time
what's
again,
your
but
point? What did I just prove by saying that I've been attacked by a man? What did
What
I
I'm trying
prove?
to say to you is that you just said carrying a bear mace.
Yeah,
whatever
if
that
I
type of
had it
shit.
on me, I would've-
But regardless of what it is,
Yup.
a man will a man will still
But I
overstrength
didn't.
that, no matter what it
Okay,
is.
does
And
it-
you're probably not. Most women are not even like logical thinkers, and they're not fast thinkers, and that's proven.
Let me
That's
tell
facts.
you something. Wait,
That's
if it
facts.
was my friend that hurt me, okay, like it's up. Like I'm gonna fight you even if you're a man. I don't care. I'm gonna still throw my punches back. But if
But
it's
you won't
somebody I
win.
care about, I don't care.
But
It's
that's
not
what.
about that.
But you're missing the whole argument. We're just saying
Not
that
really.
if you are going out with a male friend, you automatically get the benefits, whether you even approve
Yeah.
it or not.
Protection and money, but not even really protection because we can protect ourselves.
No,
That's
but
all
when
I'm
I'm
Unless he's a
saying.
total
I would
waste
do
man and he's just like he's out
Okay.
there with you and then he
And
doesn't do
there's
nothing.
cases
And there's
like
cases like that
that,
where the
fam.
guy's out there with you, you're getting in trouble and it's like, oh, I mean, like yo, I saw a video. I wish we got to pull those up where the guy was getting robbed. It was a couple, a man and a woman. They a bunch of bikers pulled up to them. And it was in he was in a Spanish country. The guys pulled up to them on the moped, pulled out the gun. The dude runs behind this girl, right? Like because she throws the purse, throws the thing. He runs behind the girl and books it down the street. The two criminals, the robbers, and they're getting it from the store camera. They look at her, they look at the guy. And they're like, no. They took the stuff back that she threw, and they handed it back to her, and then they hopped on the bike. And they couldn't even rob the woman at that point.
Yeah.
The man was a pussy bitch, and he ran.
Yeah,
He ran.
absolutely.
So again, there's anomalies on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I was like watching this, I'm like, wow, what a waste.
But
you
as
guys.
men,
It's so
but,
sad.
I think it's a 50-50.
but no, but truthfully though,
It really
like
depends on the
in
man and
crisis
depends on the
mode,
woman.
hold on.
Literally.
In crisis mode though, like if like let's say like for whatever, God forbid, like a terrorist attack happens, you're gonna pray that you're with the guy than you are with the girl, because a woman will be a liability in that
Yeah,
situation.
because the majority of the men will be actually like doing good and trying to help out.
Yeah.
Again, there's anomalies.
You'd feel safe for me.
Plus, women are not as fast as men, right?
But
Like, but
I
like
mean, physically,
men
yeah.
react quickly. Like a woman, if a terrorist attack happens, boom, she'll be like, "Oh my god!"
Of course, I'm
and then
running.
the carrier
I would be
fucking
so
run.
scared.
Like that's just
I
the
think
reality.
a man's gonna
like-
react the same. If the terrorist attack
No.
happens, we're all running. We're all running, and we're all going somewhere that like we can hide.
But no, but as
Imagine.
men, we think, boom, let's go, let's get fucking out, let's bro,
Yeah.
like, let's
I mean,
run this shit.
exactly.
Men are just
Human reaction.
If a terrorist attack
Human
happens,
reaction.
you're running. You're not gonna be like, yo, let me go get this and let me.
No, you're not
like,
gonna. I'm not
fight
talking
them
about.
back.
hero fantasies that they have for themselves inside their head, like, yeah, it's exactly what I would do in this situation, bro. And then the situation, actually,
No,
they
but-
do
And they
nothing
run.
like that. Like,
They run.
In
Sometimes
situations
a woman
where
does
like
more.
in situations where robbers come in, it's always the men who are the fastest thinkers. It's never the female that thinks like, hey, we gotta do this. The men just go react. It's just biologically in us, right?
That's fair,
Females are not like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's more of a liability. I'm just saying like in a crisis
makes
mode,
sense.
you probably want to do it beside you than
Yeah,
a thing.
fair, that's
Same
fair.
thing when I said earlier in like the first couple of podcasts. I'm like, if you are getting robbed or you call the police, you're gonna pray that a man comes, not a female cop comes, because. You know,
I mean,
most women are gonna want a male
in
cop.
cases where obviously
Why?
like, you have
Why
to,
would it-
you
why
have to
would it-
prioritize
'Cause
physical
women-
strength,
'cause-
yeah.
obviously I'm gonna choose a fucking guy over
Exactly.
a woman.
Because men have better accuracy. Men actually can see better in the dark. Men are more physical.
You've evolved.
Evolved,
to be,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You've
those
evolved
are
to
the
become
reasons
stronger
why.
than
I'm not saying the females are like useless. I'm just saying like.
Well, no,
in
because
certain
and I
moments.
mean it's on a biometric scale. It's
Yeah.
only because like you guys produce estrogen, we produce testosterone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and that's we
That's
just back down to
biological.
the
Yeah,
science and the
Yeah,
biology,
you
right?
can't,
But-
you can't fight that. But
Yeah.
even then, like it's just crazy. Like just in certain professions, like honestly, I feel more comfortable when it's a male pilot when I go on an airplane than a female pilot. I've never seen a female
but see,
pilot.
like, things like
I've
that
never
I don't
seen a female
really-
pilot, but I would be fucking freaked out. I'd probably like board off the plane, to be honest with you.
Why? Because you're afraid she might be on a period that day and just
Yeah, you
crash
know
into
what
a
I mean?
mountain. Fuck this. Like,
Guys
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny. It's funny because guys are more irrational. Guys think like that.
No, they're
they're
not.
having a bad day, like fuck this
No.
shit.
Men are better-
gonna
men
cry.
are-
Women
men are
are
as
gonna
emotional
be like,
as
wait,
women
hold
are.
on.
No, men are better
Let me
handling
breathe.
emotions than females are.
I don't
Okay.
believe in that. I
Okay,
think
hold on. So the men that don't handle their emotions, where do they end up?
jail.
And majority of men, would you say, are in jail?
Yes.
Yeah, a large portion.
Would you
of
would
them,
say
absolutely.
majority of the population,
If you
majority
I'm
of
sure if
their
you look at
men are
demographics
better at
between men and
handling their
women.
emotions because they have more testosterone. And if you guys had as much testosterone, you guys probably would not do as well.
Are we forgetting that anger is an emotion as well? That
And-
men seem to struggle.
And what
to
happens with
tolerate
and what happens with the
Real
men?
shit.
They go to
Very
jail.
true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, men are just biologically better at handling their emotions.
But that
Men
doesn't
are
make any
more.
sense. But if you go to jail for
You guys
for
are not better
able
at
to manage
handling
your
them. You guys
emotions,
just
how
suppress
And that's
them.
what I'm
don't
trying to
get
say.
picked up in jail.
And that's what I'm saying. Majority of men are not in fucking prison.
They are though.
They are- yes,
So
you
you're
are.
saying 3-4 billion people.
No,
in
okay,
the-
I'm not talking about on a worldwide scale, but I'm saying like between
I
men
am.
and women, there
You're
are more
telling me
men in
this-
prison than there are
Yeah,
women in
I mean
prison for managing their emotions.
the men jail's a lot bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
big
what
by
I'm saying.
populace.
Exactly.
Yeah, women jails are like
and what
very
I'm trying-
small.
I'm more terrified of an angry man than I am of an angry woman.
And what I'm
Like,
trying-
what's an angry woman gonna do to me versus what a man,
Yeah,
an angry man can
that's
do
true.
to me?
And what
An
I'm-
angry man can beat my ass.
And what I'm trying to say
So
to you
can
is
an
that,
angry woman,
and what
though.
I'm
That's
trying to
not
say,
really,
hold
no.
on,
I don't
and what
think so.
I'm trying to say is men have
angry
to
man-
deal with their emotions
An angry
better.
man. I mean, I don't think so.
know.
I think it's just like a false narrative that men
here?
have kind of told themselves throughout the years to kind of make themselves feel like the,
Yeah.
the more rational, logical one between the two. But
They
I
are, though.
personally, I don't prescribe to that whatsoever.
But they are.
I don't. I mean, can you?
So you don't
back
think
it up with facts? Like we're
so you
the, we're
don't-
the
so-
stats, we're the statistics.
I can say right now, the men who do not handle their emotions, they end up in jail.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
have to be very cautious of your emotions. And so what I'm trying to say is, men are more emotionally intelligent because
They're not.
they have men have pepped up rage, men have testosterone. We have to control that better. You guys do not.
The
You have
reason
estrogen.
why you
It's
guys
different.
have that though is because you suppress your emotions, so you're not even really dealing with it. We
So
actually
hold on.
sit
Do
down
you
and we
want
deal
a
with our
man?
shit.
So hold on. Do you want a man that is emotional? Do you want a man that acts like a bitch? Do you want a man that acts very feminine,
But
or do you
what's
want a
acting
man
like a bitch and what's acting like a
sassy?
feminine?
You want a sassy
Sassy
bitch?
man,
You want a
what
sassy
apocalypse?
man? No, you don't want a sassy man. So men have to just biologically handle their emotions better. That's why most men suppress their emotions.
Not
But
no.
when you say emotional, like what emotions are we talking about in reality? Are we just
Anger,
talking about
anger, can,
sadness,
anger, sadness.
moodiness? Like,
Men are much better at handling that. Much better on a wide scale.
I mean, because really,
I mean,
when
but
you
you
say
can't-
when you say a woman is being emotional, like what does that really mean? Like she's just sad, like
dude,
she's-
women are always emotional. Honestly, like.
Oh yeah, but we're not
Just
sitting. We're not
express
sitting here like freaking shooting up schools.
Because
for
you guys
example,
don't
because of
have-
our emotions.
because
you know
you have
what I mean?
estrogen.
Nah, but you honestly
Because you
don't.
have estrogen. That's why. Because men have testosterone. That's what I'm saying. The
No,
more
honestly,
testosterone you
women
have, Think about. Hold
I think
on.
male-
Let me say one thing.
Male emotions
Hold
are
on.
more weaponized.
Let me say one thing.
Female
When
emotions.
men that do steroids,
Yeah.
they
Road
become
rage,
they
rage.
become ragey, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what I'm trying to say is that with more testosterone, you have to control that. So that's what I'm saying. Men are just better at dealing with their emotions because they have more on their hand.
No, you guys are just used to suppressing your emotions. That's why.
Okay, but you can say whatever you want. They're still better at handling it though.
That's not handling it.
Exactly.
You're
That's
trying
my
to-
Suppressing
point.
it-
You're
Thank
still
Hold on.
feeling that way.
Suppressing
Yeah,
it in what
literally.
sense? If men are suppressing their emotions, but they're still handling it, how is that bad?
But that's not handling it because when you're suppressing your emotions, what do? So, for example, you have a wife and you're suppressing your emotions because she says something and now you're mad, but you don't want to show it because you want to be muy machito, muy big man, muy masculine, like you're saying. Exactly. So now you're suppressing that. Now you're going home and now the relationship is fucked up because you're suppressing it, so you're not expressing how you're
communicating.
feeling with her, you know, what she did wrong and blah, 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 blah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just
Men,
going to build
hold on.
up, and then now you're going to look at her, you're going to
No,
go
you're
home,
actually-
and you guys are going to start fighting, and you're going to get irritated with her.
She's not
Like,
even gonna know
exactly.
why.
It's just going to keep, exactly. And same way with females. Females shouldn't be suppressing their shit either. You know what I'm saying? And some do.
But honestly, though, truthfully, most men actually do suppress their emotions to other men. It's actually a false narrative that men don't share other feelings with other men. It's just society lies.
With other men, yeah,
But that's
I
the
believe
best
that.
way.
I believe you guys
But that's
talk
the-
about your emotions.
But
with
that's
each
the
other,
best way to
yeah.
handle it because other men understand the other male experience. You can't really express. You can't really express to another female what the male experience is.
No, and I
Same
agree.
with
So the
females,
suppression.
though. We
So
feel
hold
the
on. I
same
think
way.
we gotta we have to really dissect the suppression kind of thing because if you're looking at it from a suppression point of view, the argument could be like approached as if I put a silencer on a Glock, it's not gonna make a sound.
Yeah.
So is that suppression damaging to the? It's based on what the use case of that. I want to keep it quiet. I want to come in there and I want to off some dudes with nobody knowing.
Yeah.
Then I put a suppressor on that weapon,
Yeah.
and it's not gonna make a sound. So for a
But
guy,
it's still
not
gonna have the
less
same
damaging,
effect.
though. It's not
They're
any
gonna
less
die.
damaging.
yeah, no, exactly. So you're gonna,
Exactly.
but that's you prove my
Exactly,
point.
yeah.
So I could deliver the same message, right? Like I don't have to
But
fight
no,
with you. If
but
you're my
no,
girl, think
no.
about this for a 2nd If you're my girl, if you're my woman, right? I would rather walk away if a fight kind of poses because women love to argue. Like I mean, we could agree on that. Women are more argumentative than men. Because
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, if we got into a situation where it was a big argument, something that we didn't agree on, I personally, and most men that are thinking like logically, would subtract themselves from the situation, suppressing those emotions, right? Not getting fuel to the fire, because when you get two people, right,
honest.
engaging, atoms up, and then it's explosive, and then
Right.
you get the argument and you get the crazy. But as
That's
soon as the
fine.
guy, as soon as the one aspect is subtract, you subtract that one person. You can't argue with yourself,
That's
Yep.
fine.
right?
True.
Yeah.
That's
And most
fine,
men actually
but you
pull out of
shouldn't
arguments.
go
to be honest
and
with
you shouldn't subtract yourself. Leave, right?
Yeah.
But come back, exactly. In the moment, it's okay to do that, but don't continue. Like, don't come back home and not talk about it. Is what I'm saying. That's
No,
my
but
point.
by that
don't
point,
keep
but by
suppressing.
no. But by that point, all the emotions are gone. Everything is cooled off, right? See,
By that point,
when
she
heat
should
is
have had her time to realize where she was wrong as well, though.
yeah,
and talk
exactly.
to you as
But
well.
think
I
about it.
actually
But think about the
disagree.
logic.
Females
but think
hold
about
on
the
to shit
logic.
way too long.
No, but Sim, hold on, hear me out. But think about this for a second. Just try to think this out, right? So. Think about a fight that you've had with your ex or your boyfriend, whatever, and think about how it kept escalating as you
Okay.
guys. Because when you're in the heat, passions rise up and things get hot, right?
Yes.
And you're in the heat of argument, and you guys are talking about stuff, and then everybody's getting heated, and now you have the two parties participating.
Right.
Fuel in the fire, gasoline to a flame, ignition, and it's combustible. It gets
It
crazy.
should never get there,
Okay,
but
but
yes.
I
But it does. But it
Yeah,
does. I mean, we're just talking faster,
Yeah.
right? But then you look at a logical man and a critical thinker, like myself, and as soon as I subtract myself from that equation, now you're alone to your thoughts.
Right.
Now you get to sit there and think, oh well, okay, like yeah, he said this and he said that, maybe he's right, whatever. And I'm gone. I'm gone for a couple hours, whatever. I'm not leaving you. I just take off, subtract myself, go sleep on my condo. I come back in the morning, right? You got to sleep on it again. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, there's no argument. Because then now you
There
got to
shouldn't
sleep
be
on
an
it. There's,
argument.
but exactly. But how many people do that? How many people do that? How many times have you been in an argument with that where the guy, instead of raising his hands on you because the emotions get so crazy and the
suppresses it.
passion and the heat, he doesn't suppress it.
Yeah.
Suppressing is actually a good tool if you know how to use it, like
Yeah.
the gun.
But that's
right?
what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You have
Right?
to know how to suppress, right? In that moment, it's okay to do it, but come back and
Exactly.
talk about it. Don't come back
absolutely.
and then like continue suppressing it. And now you're
No,
just there
no.
mad, like she said this earlier, or like looking at her
No,
sort
no,
of way.
no.
You know what
The
I'm
suppre-
saying?
But in
I
order-
agree with
that's what
you.
I'm
But
saying.
in
You have
order
to know
for-
how to
Exactly.
suppress and when
Exactly.
to suppress. It's all a part. Yeah.
But in order for you to do that, you have to be emotionally intelligent. Again, that goes
Exactly.
back to what I'm saying. Men are what's more emotionally intelligent to that sense, right?
Okay.
All right, good to go. Then
If you
agree.
want to have that one, I'll give you that one. Whatever.
Okay, nerdy guys or hot guys? Oh, sorry, hot club G's. Sorry, nerdy guys or club guys?
Nerdy guys for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, nerdy.
I'm not into the club rats. I'm sorry. Like no.
Really?
I mean, yeah. Like if you're young, maybe like the whole club guy thing might appeal to you. But I mean, again, once you pass like a certain age, like and you mature a little bit, your prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
Develops.
develops a little bit.
Well, I already knew the answer.
Yeah,
I just wanted to see.
exactly, so-
Okay, wait. Let's maybe like change it up. What about nerdy guys or like masculine guys?
Nerdy guys are masculine. Well, I mean, why can't you have both? Why do you have to?
No,
select one or the
like
other?
most nerdy guys are like
Well, masculine. I guess
nerdy.
if that's the case. But
Wait, hold on. Wait, we gotta first define nerd.
define nerdy
What
and
type of
define
nerd?
masculine,
We could all have a different definition for
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah.
Like, is a
Let's
guy
say
that collects
video-
comic books? Is he a
Yeah, just
like
watch
Comic
anime,
Con guy?
like,
You know
yeah.
what I
A
mean?
nerd
Like,
can be someone that's
let's
just
say
smart.
Yeah.
let's just say like the typical like nerds that are like play video games, but they're sweet to their girl, but they're also
but you know, nerds.
Nerds.
No, a nerd, like a video. That's like a gamer.
You're
That's a
talking
gamer.
That's a
about.
gamer.
I'm
You're
thinking
talking
But I'm
about.
talking
No,
about,
your
like, a
question
computer
is: do you like a
Yeah,
soft man or a
exactly.
mess
Like
a
a school
masculine
smart kinda
man?
guy.
That's
Yeah.
the type of
well,
question
no.
right now.
What I meant by nerdy was like more so like the traditional nerds. Like I don't know how to, like if you have a bunch of pictures showing up, like you would type in nerd.
I'm thinking nerd is like a school
smart,
geek.
Like
yeah,
a
school
meek-
geek.
a
I know,
meek-
yeah,
a
nerd is a
meek
smart,
guy.
a computer
Like a
smart
smart
guy,
guy,
a little
exactly.
boy genius.
Soy
whatever.
boy,
Yeah.
you know what soy boy is? Soy boy,
A soy boy?
Soy boy, you know what
No,
soy
what
boy
is
is?
Like
that?
someone
that?
meek,
Soy boy
you mean?
I don't know
Like
what
a
a soy
meek
boy
man?
No,
is.
soy boys, NPCs, like it's the same type
Like a
of.
Oh,
thing.
okay,
demasculinized
okay.
man, basically.
Yeah, I would agree that most women actually want a masculine man.
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. But I mean, I think that like the ideal man is obviously like a blend of both. Like you don't want just like some meathead who like you
love
have
that
a
term.
conversation with and you don't connect.
Have you ever been with a
Yeah,
meathead before?
absolutely.
And how'd that go?
It didn't. It didn't go anywhere. Because there's no like intellectual connection there. There's
Yeah.
nothing. Like there's
Yeah.
no like there's nothing behind the eyes.
What
you know
was
I mean?
like the
Yeah.
dynamic of the relationship exactly? Like what made you attracted to them in first?
Oh, well,
like,
I mean, obviously the looks, you know.
The
what I mean?
looks.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. He's a
See?
big,
The
big,
first
strong
thing.
Guy. Like he's just like 6 foot tall, jacked, tattoos, this and that, right?
Do you want a
that's
man
obviously
that's-
what initially attracts you, but I mean,
Yeah.
is that enough to sustain a relationship? No, the guy's a fucking idiot. You can't have a conversation with him. Like,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
gonna keep you guys together for the long term?
let's ask,
Yeah.
what's the minimum height requirement that you guys want in a male?
6 foot.
Oh.
Oh, come on, she just went
Sorry.
fucking.
That's like that's standard, standard, 6
I'm
foot.
sorry, man.
Yeah,
Standard.
How about you?
same.
How about you?
As long as you're taller than me, I don't really care.
I'll tell you.
I'm 5'1.5".
So if a guy's 5'2", is that okay?
Okay, maybe 5. Okay. Maybe like 5'4". I'll just say 5'4". I'm gonna keep it safe.
I should probably say that I would potentially take a guy who is slightly shorter than 6 feet if like there was like a genuine connection there and
Yeah.
like there was a good vibe and if he was successful too, then okay. Then,
How tall
like,
are you?
I'm 5'7".
So you would have dated a guy that's like 5'8"?
5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, like at
Well,
least
there's your shot.
Yeah.
You're X'd off the
that's,
paper there.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good compromise already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But like that's what I'm trying
Because,
to
like,
say.
but like, there's plenty of good-looking guys under 6 foot anyway, so it's not even necessarily that your height determines like how attractive you are necessarily.
just what you
have a really
prefer.
good-looking face, you know what I
Have
mean?
all your exes been 6 foot?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say so. Yeah. For
So
the,
that's
like,
always like the minimum.
I mean, like yeah, I've been with guys under like under 6 foot too, like even just kind of casually too. Like I've been with guys who are like maybe like 5'8", 5'9", whatever. So it was just in the moment, whatever.
You know what's actually interesting? I was actually reading up a crazy stat that like I think it was like 80% of females on online dating have their filter at 6 foot.
Yeah, that's like a deal. I mean, women want to be like with the giants, right? They want to look up and be embraced.
But here's the crazy part. But here's the
One of the
crazy.
smaller.
Yeah,
But here's the crazy
that's, that's a woman
But
trait,
here's
right?
the crazy
that's,
part,
That's
though.
fine.
Here's the crazy part. Majority of those guys, if you're 6 foot, let's say you even make 100K, okay? 6 foot, 100K, and let's say like not even looks. That itself is such a small percentage of human beings. So then,
I would argue that.
so then when you actually look at it, those men have a lot of options. So when they go fuck around, they choose to fuck around. They probably will. Most females get shocked, and I'm just like, hey, listen, you can find a man that can give you everything you want, love, connection, all that stuff. Is that a lot of times females don't lower their expectation. Though they want a guy that's 6 foot, makes 6 figures, has status, all that shit. But that guy's gonna exercise his options because he has so many. It's be hyper competitive,
Yeah.
and it's just funny because like females are just so fucking delusional because they'll go to the club, they'll chase Drake, they'll chase Chris Brown,
Yeah.
and then when Chris Brown and Drake cheat, they're like, "Oh my God, how could he do that?"
Travesty.
Travesty.
I think the women who are chasing those kind of guys know what their role is. They know what
Yeah.
the position is. They know that realistically, if I'm gonna get this guy, it's
Exactly.
gonna be for one night. Maybe I'll get a baby out of him, and like
Yeah.
you end up like one of his baby mamas at best. But I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think women are really delusional in the sense of like what the expectation.
I'm not
is of
saying
the guy.
Drake or like I'm, not,
I mean,
Drake.
like,
I'm saying this
upper
gold type of
echelon
men,
guys,
to-
yeah.
top echelon
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
right? Because that's the reality. Is that I think
Yeah.
most of the time,
And you need to be like a 10 out of 10 for these kind of guys anyway. Huh? I mean, actually, Drake's baby mom is kind of like on the ugly side. No offense.
no, he likes like certain types of
Yeah,
chicks.
he likes strippers.
no,
he
like
likes-
no,
he likes sex workers.
His body shape is like really like
Every girl this guy is with was like I mean that girl's a porn star.
You see
big,
it?
big asses. Like Drake loves
Body
girls
count
with big
don't
asses.
The body count.
But-
So some guys,
but
this is the way it is.
but-
Right?
But Ace, though, he wasn't
relevant.
like expected to have a kid. Like I think he took like 4 paternity tests, something like that.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, he wanted to
was
make
in
sure. He
shock.
wanted to
He
make
was-
sure it was
and,
his.
And he hid the kid for so long because
Yeah.
he was so
What's the point
embarrassed.
of that?
Because he was so
Yeah.
embarrassed by it. Because we were like, Drake, you got finessed by a porn star. That's what I'm saying
Yeah,
about
I
status.
guess so,
We were
yeah.
like, you got finessed, and that's
Happens
what
to the best of
honestly,
us.
honestly, I've heard a lot of females say this. They actually almost lost attraction for Drake because Drake was like that perfect, like almost like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
rapper, like
Yeah.
didn't have any like untouchable, and
Yeah.
then that kind of happened, and all these women. Well, obviously
But see how he fucked up as a man though. Logically, he should have never had his kid. It took another. Now check this out. How did the world find out about his kid? Do you guys know?
I think it was,
Yes, his
wasn't
song.
it
Pusha T, a real nigga, a real nigga, like Pusha T is the realest. So he exposed the whole thing to the world. He put it on Front Street. Hey Drake, don't hide that kid from the world. That's your boy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how a real nigga will feel. Like I mean, I would never do that if I was in Drake's position and shit happens. All right, you got pregnant. Well, it is what it is.
But that's-
and
But
I wouldn't be
that's-
ashamed. I wouldn't be ashamed for
That's
the bitch.
probably what made those women lose respect for him because that's something
You hit the-
like
yeah.
you hid your kid.
Exactly.
Like,
mix of both, mix of both,
Exactly.
mix of
Ew,
both.
like,
Because
no.
again, like it was
Is that
a
gonna be a deterrent for the long term for women? though?
Yeah.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. The guy's a multi-millionaire. She's
Yeah.
still gonna get.
You know
no
what?
matter
Not every celebrity or athlete can keep a perfect picture, except for LeBron James. You
Yeah.
never see any.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of females in Toronto that have hooked up with LeBron James.
But you know what
But
it
they
is?
say that, but you don't know.
It's too
Yeah.
early. It's too early in his career. Look at Michael Jordan. He had a stellar, flawless career, his entire thing. And then, boom, after he retires, you start hearing all that shit coming out about him, right? Look at LeBron James is literally wearing Michael Jordan's number,
Yeah.
right? So
Industry secrets.
I feel like it's like, you know what? Just give a person long enough and they become the villain.
There's a lot of girls
Right.
that are like downtown. Like you don't even know if they're telling the truth, but like why? Who knows, right? You
Yeah.
just go with what they say. But a lot of them, when they do hook up with like athletes, they make them sign like NDAs, no phones, all that
Yeah.
shit, right? Like it's pretty crazy
Pretty
what
intense.
these guys go
It's pretty
because
intense, yeah.
again, like especially with someone like imagine if Tiger Woods
I
when
wouldn't
that
do
shit
that.
came out, like when Tiger Woods. That whole scandal came out. Look how many endorsements he lost. He lost like Gillette. He
course,
lost like
of
all
course.
these big major like.
It's always like that.
sponsorship deals, and it's tough because like you think about it, especially in this modern day society. Like even back then, it was like 2008, 2009 when
Yeah.
Tiger Woods got caught. There wasn't like smartphones stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But
Like, just
like
the beginning of
now,
it.
it's like. Yo, it's pretty hard to like
Yeah, you
like
can't-
not
you-
get
you
caught,
can't
and the fact that
hide
he's
any
still doing it
scandals.
is pretty fucking amazing. Like you gotta give it up for LeBron James, man. Like the shit that he hides.
Yeah, well, he's good at it. Again, he's a critical thinker. He's a tactical dude, and he's a high level individual. So I mean, I'm sure he exercises a lot and mitigates his risk when he's he's not.
His
gonna
woman's
go-
a high
He's not gonna go
value
fuck
girl.
some stripper girl like
plus
from the
the
club.
elite protect them.
Yeah, exactly.
Period.
But his
exactly,
woman,
right?
but his woman's high value too. Like if you ever,
Oh, yeah,
Savannah. Like
absolutely.
if you actually ever, there's a
Absolutely.
clip online where like she's walking down and she's only taking photos with females, no men,
Really?
no men. A guy asked, nope,
Wow.
doesn't do it, doesn't interact with men at all. That's a high value woman right there.
Yeah.
I think
Doesn't interact with men.
Wasn't that other girl, the girl that was on the show last time? She didn't have any guys on her.
Yeah, she didn't have any
She
guys.
had no guys on her Instagram.
Yeah, no
what was
guys,
her name?
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
My
remember.
Instagram is full. Spicy mommy, you already know.
Yo, she was like no. I'm like, I was impressed. She was showing us
That'll
Instagram.
make
She's
me
like,
go out
no,
in my
one guy on her
opinion.
Instagram,
That's
like,
my
and she had like 1,000 followers. She had a good
yeah,
amount.
she had a good amount of followers.
And then I was like, wow, just no guys, eh? I'm like, but hey, to each his own, right?
But you know what though? Here's the crazy part. when men say delete.
But sorry, I
hold-
didn't mean to interrupt you, but why does that intrigue you guys more? It's more like of a rush, of a chase, right? To see that like a woman, that's why.
Yeah,
Because like, oh, she
I
has
would
no
say-
man, so I want to be that first one. You know, it's kind of like a pride and ego thing for you guys. Yeah, that's why I don't care.
But
Because I already know that.
The hunt is the most honestly for a man.
Even
I'll
for
tell you
females
as
too, though.
a high valued man, the hunt is the best part. Like I get bored after I actually when you make the
Exactly,
first
yeah.
kill, and that goes on to women too. Like if a woman like actually makes it, like you know what I mean, more competitive and more attractive after you already made the first kill, then it's like that's where the intrigue really comes in. Like, oh, there's something different about her. Like, wow, like after all this is said and done 3-4 times, and then she keeps it interesting
Yeah.
because she's just a multi-layered individual. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and there's women like that, right?
absolutely.
So you could have the dud blonde bimbo type of individual, or you could have the the onion, the multi-layered woman, and then after you have you take her down, it's a kill, it's crazy, and then it's like, oh, this one is different. There's other sides, exactly, right?
yeah.
So yeah,
I understand like the thrill of it, but I actually don't like that because the thing is that like it's kind of like this. Most men will value their time, right? So one way of looking at it is like this: if you hook up with a girl and it took you 5 dates, but you found out that another guy hooked up with her 2 dates, you kind of feel a type of way. It's the same thing where if you purchase a Louis Vuitton bag, let's say for $1,000, and then next week it was $600, you'd be like, fuck.
Well, what did that guy have that you didn't have?
No, I'm just saying, like, just in general, though, men just kind of feel that way. Like, why did I invest
Competition,
more?
though. What do you want to?
competition breeds success. I like the
Yeah,
competition.
exactly, yeah.
If I
I think I
find
agree
out
with that.
if I found out that dude hooked up with her in two days, like less than me, like if it took me 5, it took him 2.
Step up
I
your
want
game.
I want to talk to that guy.
But
I
do
want
you
to shake
feel-
his hand.
But
Like,
would you
yo,
feel
my
ri-
dude, like,
but would you feel kind of ripped off, though?
would I feel ripped off?
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
trying
I
to say,
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't feel ripped off because I would know. Yeah, I got it later, but I outdid
But you wouldn't,
him.
it wouldn't make you
and
happy.
she'd tell me
It wouldn't make you happy, though.
momentarily.
What difference does it make to you? Like, how long it took
It's
you to
not
get
that
her? Like, are you
it's-
Yeah.
competing with a guy, or
Yeah,
are you just
exactly.
interested in getting the
And
girl
that's the
to
thing,
get
and that's
her?
it,
Like,
wouldn't
what's
matter.
your intention
I
going
think
into
it's
it?
I think it's human instinct because here's the thing: if you're even if you're rich, no one likes to feel ripped off. Like nobody likes to feel that feeling of being ripped off. Like no
You
one.
make
no,
it sound so transactional, though.
Yeah, I'm trying
not
to. So how would you
transaction,
find
no.
out? Okay, wait. So how would you find out that you got ripped off? Like after you fucked the girl, and she's like, "Oh yeah, your buddy Steven fucked me after 2 dates." Like
Yeah, that can happen.
Like that kind of thing, right? Like
you usually talk and you usually like
after,
especially a person
I mean,
like me. I
in
ask,
that situation,
I ask like deep questions, and I feel like, damn, fucking, I had to do 6 dates, and this guy had to do 1 date. I feel like a type of way. I feel like I wasted my time more, and I feel like I got ripped off. Truthfully, because at the end of the day, it's always a dynamic between females and males, right? Males are always trying to get sex, females are always trying to get dates, money, whatever it is, right? Opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And it's always a battle between both the dances, right? Both sexes, right?
Battle
So
of sexes.
and so like that's what happens,
have
right?
to be a battle though, like. Oh,
But it always
my
is,
God,
though.
it's so
But you have to. But at the same
exhausting.
time, as a woman, though, you have to make a man invest into you before you give him anything. That's the way I see it. Because a man doesn't respect a woman who just spreads her legs on the fucking first date. Let's be so real.
you see that?
But
Like,
there's
so
also
this is
marriages
why
that have lasted when they've had like, it's
it's very but
I
listen
think
to
that's
that. Listen,
fair.
Honestly,
that's
I think
another
it's
good
right.
point. You know why? Because look, listen to what you just said. So in that situation where, and this has happened to me before, where it's like, yo, why did you take, like, you know what I mean? Why did you take 3 weeks to give me the pussy? Like, what the fuck? And then after you actually do it, after you actually hit it, she'll explain to you like, yeah, because like you really have all the things that I want. Like you really, I really wanted to make sure that you're not, like, you know what I mean?
Sure,
Like,
sure it's not
but-
copy and paste the same men.
no,
that she says it to?
because she'll stick with me for years. What do you mean?
exactly.
Because
If it's for the long term, a
and
woman's
you know
gonna
what?
take her time.
Yeah, and then you
I
know
don't
that
give a
same
fuck
girl,
about you, then
that's
I'm
a
just-
promiscuous girl that's
Yeah.
actually fucked, like, you know, had one night stands, fucked a couple different guys, whatever. But for you, and it'll puzzle you. It'll be like, yo, what the hell did it take you 3 weeks? Like, didn't you like me? Like, yeah, it's because I liked you so much.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to just kind of hit it and quit
I
it
completely
like all
agree.
the other guys
Yeah,
that I didn't
exactly,
really want to be
Within
with.
3 weeks,
right?
hold on.
Girl
You know what
really
I'm saying?
likes you, she's gonna make you wait.
Yeah.
She's
So
gonna make you
that's
wait.
another way to look
Majority
at
of the time, well, you said 3 weeks, but I would say that like if you're a normal average worker, I would say that's 3 dates, right? Because usually most people go on week like once a week. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah,
dates,
like
right?
a Friday
So
or
3 days
something.
is not that much, to be honest with
No,
you.
I know, but I'm just giving a rough
Neither is
idea,
6.
right?
What's the
Yeah.
difference between 3 and 6?
Yeah,
It's
just
an extra 3 weeks.
Just
Not
a rough,
really-
just a rough. I'm just throwing a number out there. Like, you know, I mean, some guys, like, you mean, you go out on one date and then boom, it's like
Let me
DJ
ask you guys
Slay.
another question. Have you ever had a one night stand?
Yes.
Oh wow, you were really fast.
Hit the buzzer. I'll
I'm
take
not a
it.
liar. I'm not a liar.
How about you?
I like
Real.
it.
A one night stand.
When
Sure, not your baby daddy.
no, one night, yeah, I have.
One night
I
stand.
feel like everybody's had a
Yeah.
one night
Yeah,
stand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, who's lying about it in this day and age? Huh?
I mean,
And-
like not a one night stand,
That's
but
what
like
I was
but like a
thinking,
fuck buddy.
2 nights.
Yeah.
But like, was it at a club? Was it like?
Yeah, like it was at a club. It was just like, I don't know. He was good looking. I was good looking. It was just the heat of the moment. I don't know what to say.
The
Yeah,
vibe was
the
right,
vibe was
the vibe-
right. Yeah,
So,
exactly. The vibe is just there.
I
So,
get to know
can't
you.
fake it.
so
You
what
never,
would-
you never had
so-
a one night stand like that?
So
Oh,
let me
so-
ask you guys another question. What would it take for a man to complete a one night stand?
He has to be good looking. He has to be charming. He has to be funny, charismatic.
It's like 90% guys crossed out.
yeah, all right, yeah, exactly.
Maybe more.
You gotta have a little bit of game, I guess. I don't know what else to say, really.
How do you
right?
have? Okay, wait. How do you have game in a club when it's so loud? I'm curious.
Oh, that's easy.
I mean, I don't know. It's either you got it or you don't. Like,
No,
it's-
like
you have to ask
how
that
do you
question.
talk?
You don't have it. Like,
How
you
do
know
you
what I mean?
talk? How do you talk in a? First of all, how do you know? How do you talk in a club?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
mean,
it's
You know,
just
you know,
people
I don't
like-
mean, you
people
honestly,
go
outside
it's
of the
body
club to
language,
smoke
yo.
cigarettes
Body language,
Yeah.
absolutely,
too, right?
I think it's more of like a visceral, animalistic type
Yeah.
thing
And it's
in that
usually
moment, right?
after
It's the
the
heat of the
club.
moment.
Exactly,
Sometimes
Exactly,
it's just, yeah,
exactly.
like it's like an animal connection. It's either
Like
there
you're
or
not
it's
in the club
not.
going, "Hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
How you doing
I
tonight?"
don't-
You're
yeah, I
scared.
don't
You sound like a
care.
goof.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
Yeah, like I'm not interested in your fucking background story in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
nah.
it just it is what it is. Like
see, body language is the thing. The thing about a club is your body language is what really speaks volume. Because then you come up to a girl, you buy her a drink, you take her on a dance floor. There's not much being said. Like
You know what's
what
a,
I'm saying?
you,
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, before the whole buyer blue check mark on Instagram,
Yeah.
I knew some guys who had the blue check mark, and they would be like, "Hey, what's your Instagram?" And
Yeah,
then they'll be showing
absolutely.
Instagram. The girl would see the blue check mark and see how many followers, and that was like a good
Wow.
like skill like riz
Yeah.
game.
That's actually I didn't even
But
know that
now
was
it's
a
like
thing.
everyone buys blue check, so it doesn't matter. I see like
Wow.
200 followers of a guy with the blue check, so I'm like, which
It's
kind of like
ridiculous. I
ruined
think
it.
it's bullshit. It's like fake status. Everyone's just
Yeah,
trying to do something
yeah.
at the day, right? Like,
I never really believed in this whole blue.
It's a good it's a good riz game though. Like back then.
Yeah, back
Back
then.
then.
I don't know anymore. I mean, I
No,
feel
not
like
anymore.
now it's just like anybody can buy a blue check mark. It's just like, what's your real value at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, like I agree, but like I think a lot of guys actually can't pull one night stands. For,
I just don't think it's a reality for
I don't
the
think it's a
large
reality.
majority of men,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Plus, I don't think a lot of females like. I feel like a lot of females don't want to give it up because then they like unless they're like I don't know horny or whatever it is. But like
Yeah.
majority of females obviously want resources from men before they even give it up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. I don't even necessarily think it's not even about the resources as much as it is like what the resources kind of represent, if that kind of makes sense. It's just more that like, oh, this guy is taking the time to put this time, effort, energy, and money into me. Then that means that he's actually showing that he's serious about me. He actually seriously wants me, and like he actually wants to turn this into something. Versus a guy who's just trying to smash and dash. Like I'm just like, okay, this guy doesn't want to invest in me. All right, well, hit the fucking road. You have
Yeah.
like you have nothing to offer.
Let
me.
me-
at the end of the day.
let me-
You're not serious, so why would I take you
Yeah.
seriously?
Let me ask you guys another question. Okay, do any of you guys use certain apps to filter your face or your body on Instagram? What's the app called?
Snapchat.
No, no,
Snapchat,
no,
like Snapchat
no, no,
filters?
no.
Like the-
I'm not
the-
talking
the
about filters.
craziest
No,
filters,
no, no.
Snapchat.
I'm talking.
like
Instagram has
Facetune and
better
stuff
ones.
like that.
Wait, what's it called?
Like Facetune,
Yes,
stuff like
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
No,
Do-
I don't
Snapchat,
use
man.
that.
I thought we saw
It
Snapchat,
is
man.
actually insane.
I know
'cause
some girls put makeup like that. I've seen.
I think
They'll, like,
there's-
put-
Makeup is I think 90% of the game though. Like when you're
Wow.
No,
Because
not
instead
not
of
just
doing
makeup
their
though.
makeup, they'll just take the
Those
picture
apps
and
can
put it.
make you look
Are you
really
serious?
good.
You can actually get a
Yeah.
picture with your makeup on. Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you can do that.
That's
Yeah, you can do that.
actually wild.
But that's the crazy part is that it's happening more and more, and a lot of females are adopting it because like I've honestly been on a lot of dates with a lot of girls on IG, and like, when I see them in person, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like it's a big fucking deal. Like a lot of guys get finessed. I think it's the same thing with like a woman. If
False
if
advertising.
like you approached a man that says 6 foot on his profile, but he's like 5'2", right? Like you would
Yeah,
feel
that's
type of
fair,
way,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I get it.
Like,
Yeah.
but obviously that is a lot more difficult to obviously
You can't
hide.
cheat
You
that,
can't
yeah.
cheat that, but you could 100% cheat on slightly looking different online.
I mean, I
than
think
you
it's the
are.
same thing as like on like some dating apps. People use a photo of themselves like 20 years ago when they were like 50 pounds
hate
lighter or
that.
something. You
That's
know what I
the
mean?
worst.
It happens-
So they're not.
I
It's
think
like,
it
oh, I
happens
didn't
all the time.
catfish you. Like
Yeah, I
I'm like,
catfish
yeah, you
you.
kind of
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
Like you know what I mean?
Have any of you guys had sugar daddies
I tried.
on Seeking Arrangement?
Yeah.
That's such a sick guy.
And what happened?
I don't know. I'm. Well, you want the honest opinion?
Yeah.
I'm a Christian now, so I
What
found, I found, I
So
found,
you were a Christian
I
back
found-
then?
No,
180 on
I
that one.
found Jesus, and honestly, like it was, laugh about it, it's okay. But it's one of those where it's like, you know, like.
But did you
I
have a
know-
sugar daddy though?
No, I tried though.
Okay.
But nah, I
But wait,
stopped.
how do you lose against a 56-year-old? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like usually those guys are like older, like in their 40s, 50s, 60s.
I mean, I could have, you know what I'm saying? I could have, but I like, because
It was in the- your
it was in
transitional-
exactly, it was
Okay,
in my
okay,
transition. So I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do
How
it?
old
Should I
was he?
not do it?
How old was he?
Oh, I had multiple.
Okay, what was the like average
Hitting
age?
me up. Oh,
Average-
they were old.
Like
Right?
60?
They wanted someone to talk to, someone to go out with, someone to have sex with. But that's where I wasn't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to talk to me and go out on dates, that's where that's what I consider a sugar
But you
daddy
could have
to
done that.
me.
that. That wouldn't compromise your religious beliefs if you're just going out to be a
But
companion
it
and
would
talk
because
to.
it wouldn't be genuine.
I agree with her. Oh, what
Yeah,
about you?
okay.
No.
No sugar daddies.
It's a lie. But how about you?
Why you say that's the
Sorry. I've gone a few dates for sure. I was definitely on there. Trying to
Seeking
find.
arrangement?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
See, so
Yeah,
many
yeah,
girls.
no.
So many
many
girls
girls
are
on
on
Seeking
the Seeking
Arrangement.
Wait,
Arrangement.
why do you
That's
think
what
I'm
it is,
lying?
but-
Huh?
Why do you think I'm lying?
because you just have that innocent look on your face. It's like,
Wait, so did you hook
Usually
up with the guy from
innocent
Seeking
ones.
Arrangement?
Yeah, he was in his 40s actually. He's
And
an
what
alright looking
what
guy,
was
but-
your monthly like payment or week
Oh, okay,
or
let's
month?
not get into the finances of it.
No, because no, wait,
So-
give us a range.
I mean, it was just like he was taking care of my rent. I don't know what else to say really.
Just
about it.
rent?
Yeah, and then like some other expenses.
Rent's
but it-
expensive.
like-
though.
Yeah, rent is a
my
lot,
rent is
bro.
over $3,000.
yeah, rent's
So
not
wait,
cheap.
rent, food,
Yeah, rent, food, like
Uber?
fancy dates, Ubers. Ubers.
Gifts?
Yeah, like
Chanel bag,
Louboutins.
No, I
and
prefer.
so let's say
Louboutins.
roughly about 5-6 grand.
I guess so. Yeah, but
Yeah, if you're throwing Louboutins in there, that's
So-
like
Like
10
what, a
grand.
month?
That's 10 grand a month right there. That's like
A month,
3 grand for the rent.
a month.
That's
And wait,
that's a lot.
How long did how long did the arrangement last? And
not long at all, actually. It didn't last long. Like I just it was just I don't know. Like again, it was just like we didn't.
Not
really have the
organic
mental-
enough?
There's no
Yeah.
mental chemistry. Like I don't like me. I'm 29, so I don't mind dating a guy 10 years older, 10, 15 years. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal for me.
how old was
I'm
he?
22 and I don't mind
He was
dating
in his
guy
40s. I
10
don't know
years older
exactly,
than me.
maybe 45, something like that.
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal for me. Yeah, but it was just like again, it was just like for me. I mean, yeah, even if a relationship is going to be transactional, there still has to be a connection there or something, right? Like you're not just going to sit here and just date someone just because they have money. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
work like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like I
But
think a lot
was
of guys
it,
kind of feel like
um,
women fall into that bona fide gold digger thing. Like, but it's just like no, like regardless of whether like there still has to be a genuine, authentic connection there. Like you're
Maybe
So,
not going to work.
so,
out.
so hold on.
Maybe
Have you ever
it's not
gonna last for the long
have you
term.
ever told any of your future partners about that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm single now, so I haven't had the opportunity to. I mean, I
Well,
guess they're
now-
gonna find out.
now-
Hey,
It's out
they'll
there,
find
huh?
out now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because most guys would feel like a type of way against that. To be honest with you, most guys would not like that.
But why if it's her
Suck to suck.
past?
I don't know what to say.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
It's not my problem.
unless-
I
unless
just
it's
said
in the
I just said
moment.
before that men judge a woman's past, women
That's the way I see it,
judge a
but,
woman's future.
but okay, but let's even break it down. If I'm in a monogamous relationship with a man and he just so happens to be providing for me, what about that necessarily makes it wrong or immoral or anything like that? I'm with one man.
You're in one lane. You're
monogamous.
staying in one lane.
I'm staying in one lane. I'm still in a relationship.
But
with
the
this
fact
person.
Yeah.
What
that,
difference does it make?
but the fact that you were only looking for just monetary gain, right? Like you weren't looking for like any like benefits of a personality or that type of shit, right? You only looked at it as like, hey, I want you to pay my rent. I want you to pay this. This is, guys would feel a type of way against that for sure.
Well, what is there to feel about? Like, why would you feel some type of way? Okay, what's your justification?
Don't look
behind
at
that?
me, you know.
I
I'm just saying,
literally
like,
know
like,
men-
like guys would look at it as like, okay, you're just strictly a gold digger, which is okay. I mean, like most girls, every girl is a gold digger, but to a certain degree, yes, every girl woman is a
No.
gold digger, 100%,
Fam, you've been never mind.
100%. Every girl's a gold digger.
She wants to say
Some
it.
have a
She
larger
wants to say
shovel,
it.
some have a small shovel, but at the end of the day, you guys all said you don't want to be with a bum. You want to be with the man that has a future. In a sense, you're banking in on his future goals, right? His future accomplishments. In a sense, you're still banking on that. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, but would you want to be with
You
a
guys
woman
just
that
look
has
at-
nothing
you
going
guys just
for
look at
her?
the term-
Are we
But
making
no.
an argument against hypergamy at the end of the day? Like, what is the argument?
That's true.
against
Yeah, but it's
it?
not about him making so much money. It's just about him doing something.
It's wanting
Yeah.
a future with him.
But that's
wanting
what I
to
said.
build something
But
with
that's
him
what
and
I
try-
said.
guys,
Are
we
you gonna
both
ultimately the choice for women is: are you going to choose a guy that does absolutely fucking nothing for you, or are you going to choose a guy that does something for you?
But that's what I
the debate is
said.
at the end of
That's
the
what I
day.
said. Some girls have a smaller shovel. Some girls have a bigger shovel, right? Sometimes a man comes pre-assembled. You already get him.
Yeah.
Perfectly. Everything's done. And then some guys, you look at his future like, okay, he's going to be something great.
I mean, I guess so, but I mean, it's like, I mean, especially if you've been in a circumstance like me, where I just like I felt like I was essentially the leader and the provider in a relationship, where I was the one kind of doing everything. I think you definitely get to feel some type of way that you feel like you're doing everything for the man, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
why am I going to sit here and settle for this at the end of the day?
Your
Like,
guy
it doesn't really
on
matter.
your guy on
I'm
seeking
settling.
your guy on seeking arrangement. Did he, when you were filtering it, was it like 6 foot, all that stuff as well, or did you?
No, it was just like we just went on a few dates, like we hit it off, like it was pretty straightforward to be honest, like and then
And
but then towards the end, like
why
it
didn't you
wasn't
look at
long.
him-
The whole thing was like honestly like maybe like a couple months, something like that.
Why didn't you look at him as a suitable candidate?
because you guys got money.
Exactly.
No, I know, but like,
I mean,
but
10 grand a month,
You're
bro.
saying like
There's
out of all
no
the
question
guys.
about
That
it.
network.
No,
No,
yeah, that's
no,
not-
but what I'm trying to say is like, what made you not want to pursue with him though?
I just wasn't like, again, I just didn't feel that like the long-term connection. It's just like
It
you're
was
sitting
a
there like you're
sugar
just looking
daddy,
at each
yeah.
other blankly, like you don't have any.
Yeah,
chemistry
you don't
with one
fall in
another,
love with
you
your
know
sugar
what I
daddy. It's
No,
like
I-
falling in love with a
cou-
trick.
couple of months.
mean? Yeah, it's like a trick at that point.
Couple
like,
of months, you probably feel like some sort of fucking like.
It's very rare that a
No,
girl,
it's very-
especially
it's a 3-month mark.
Yeah.
I think if any relationship can make it past the 3-month mark, then that's
Yeah.
kind of the determiner of whether it's going to make it into the long term
Yeah.
or not. If you can't make it past the 3 months, I'm sorry, like you're SOL. Like it is what
Yeah.
it is.
And you
If
know
you're
what it
sitting
is,
here
too?
Bouncing from guy to guy, then what's the purpose of that? I'm sorry to say, I'm like I don't even know if this is like the right thing or the wrong thing to say. Every woman wants a guy who's successful at the end of the day. We all
Of
know this. We all
course.
accept this. Like
It's good that you accept
it. Is what it is.
But no,
Because
you,
I'm mad,
No,
'cause
no,
remember
hold
what you
on,
said
wait,
before?
hold on.
Oh, yeah.
What you just said. Not every woman will actually. Majority of women will never actually say that because most women will say the politically correct answer, but they mean something
I'm not
else.
politically
Yeah,
correct. I'm
yeah.
Eastern European. Like we are
Yeah.
not politically correct. I'm sorry.
exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like women will say one thing, but actually mean the other
No,
thing.
I mean something
so,
else. No,
yeah.
exactly.
Which is
I just think I think for the real argument is that why are we sitting here shaming these type of women when realistically this is like the logical conclusion for a woman that you like.
Oh, we're not shaming anybody.
Yeah, but like you guys are saying like you
open arms. I welcome them open arms. I don't shame.
Begin with. Like it doesn't even make any sense to me.
I think it was so. It's just the
a
premise.
word that's harsh,
the
but
word
it's
is
the
just
truth. Yeah.
because
Yeah,
for a
I
guy
agree with that
for a
too.
guy
Yeah, because it's
a
like-
guy
it's an
won't care.
insult.
A guy
Yeah.
or man won't care if you work at McDonald's making minimum wage.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and again from experience, right? If you're making minimum wage and you're not like you don't have the big house on the hill, you're not driving a nice car,
Yeah.
whatever, and the guy likes you, because again, the woman has like you guys have that power. Right, that gold pot, you got the golden ticket, right? So if a guy
Gold-
likes you,
gold
like
mine and
if a guy sees you behind the counter at McDonald's and you're just fly as fuck, just because he's attracted to you, boom, lotto, Powerball.
But
That's it.
realistically,
Like, that's all it takes,
yeah,
right?
But no, it's transactional on both ends at the end of the day because
Yeah,
you
it
can't
is.
sit here, you can't
Exactly.
sit here, you can't sit here and say that
Exactly.
men are only attracted to women because you could easily reverse the role and be like, well, this guy's only attracted to this girl for her youth, beauty, and the status that she
Yeah.
provides to him
Absolutely.
in a relationship.
Of course.
So why is it only like transactional?
So can I
on one
ask
sense,
you
but not the other?
guys another question before we end it? Before we start the game, do you believe in unconditional love?
I think unconditional love is for children and dogs.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
That is 100% correct.
Absolutely.
How about you guys?
I think everybody else has to put in work, like man or woman.
How about you guys? Do you guys believe in unconditional love or no?
Unconditional love in what way? Like, what do you mean? Exactly?
Unconditional love is basically
someone no
like,
matter what.
yeah, no matter what.
No, not no matter what.
Okay.
No.
I'm not just gonna let him step all over me and then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
How
I
about
still
you?
love you.
I agree. Jesus is the only one that can give you unconditional love.
Well, actually, I would say that I would further it. There's no such in any relationship. There's no such thing as unconditional love
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
even with your kids, it's a condition that
There
you
is a
love them
condition,
because
absolutely.
they're your kids, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I
but
totally
you
agree
know
with
what? You would not believe this. Every girl we ask, yeah, unconditional love because
No,
they
I think
fall
it's
into that whole
bullshit.
Disney like
Yeah,
you know,
Cinderella effect, the
Cinderella
Disney,
shit,
Disney
right?
fucking
Let's be
yeah.
real. But even Cinderella ended up getting married to a rich guy. But freaking Beauty and the Beast, she
Of
ended up
course.
getting married to a
But I
rich
think,
guy.
but I think
You know,
I-
actually, you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
You know why it's called the Walt Disney effect? Because that's propaganda that's been
Yeah.
literally installed into women since time.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like this, that whole syndrome is called the Walt Disney effect. Look it
Yeah.
up, right? Where you want that knight in shining armor, like you want that Cinderella prince, like think about it, right? So, and guys know this. That's why we work so hard to amass the wealth and to become very, very
Yeah.
successful, so that we now have the options to actually create and pick our Cinderella,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
So
yeah.
you know what I mean.
That's
So
fair.
it's on
Yeah.
both ends. It's
But I
wild.
feel
Yeah.
like it's like what she says, like, like if there's no connection there, it doesn't really matter how much money you have, unless
Yeah,
you're
that's
really
true.
that
Yeah,
like
yeah,
shallow.
yeah.
That's the only thing you're really looking
Because you
for.
have to be
Okay, then
completely
fine.
ruthless and heartless in order to
Exactly.
love a guy just for money and
That's
nothing
what I'm
else.
saying.
Like, I'm not gonna
Exactly.
sit here
There
and look
has
you in
to
the
be
eyes
a
every single
genuine
day and be like, I
connection
fucking
there.
hate this guy's guts.
Literally.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, okay, we're gonna end this podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram at Sins Reality. Okay, and then we're gonna play the game now. So you guys can watch our next video after this.